And welcome everybody to another episode of I apologize, just stumbled there for a moment. I realized as I was looking at the screen, making sure everything looks fine, and everyone looked fine a couple of seconds ago, somebody's face has been replaced by an image of the western half of the United States.
Are you calling me fat?
No. No. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm going to turn red. What? How did that happen?
So today, Sarah is playing as
Idaho.
Everything west of the Mississippi.
Oh, all right. While I'm pushing buttons and trying to make this work, greetings, everybody. Welcome to another episode of DEADLANDS, brought to you by Original Box Set. I'm Max, the marshal for this game, and today we have with us Rusty, who's going to be playing Ollie, James, who's playing Father Cross.
How's it going?
And Idaho, played by Sarah.
Hey!
Why is it
There's
doing this?
nothing in me.
Oh, man. So, last we left off, the group had somewhat recuperated. Actually, let's start with, the tragedy news for the game. Dr. Webb, played by Soy Mage, is not going to be able to continue joining us. He has had a great opportunity arise at work, and so life comes before game, as everybody should know. So, Soy Mage himself is moving on. The NPC, Dr. Webb will be NPC'd by me. There's a debate right now about casting call. I don't know just yet because I have plotted out stuff that revolves around his concept of character. And if somebody casting called to replace him, then I figured it out. Sarah, stop sharing screen. If I casting called somebody to replace him, I'd have to do some changing, or they could then replace him as an individual. So I'm just tossing that out to the audience to let you guys know what's going on, the thinking behind everything.
That's my bad, guys.
So with that said, Soy Mage, yeah, great addition. Dr. Webb will still live on until he dies. Dr. Walters, on the other hand, isn't going to die anytime soon because, I love that character. So you guys will have to put up with him.
The doctor who never shuts up.
Yay!
Honestly, the guy who talks too much is an integral part of any horror story. Me? Just me? Okay, fair enough. So last we left off, the group, Ollie had recuperated from his previous injury. There was a lot of chances to intermingle and do a lot of discussing amongst the individuals on the train, socializing and whatnot. And in the process thereof, I have notes. A little bit more is found out about Miss Lorraine, as well as people began organizing in the realization that still not out of the woods yet, or the plains for that matter. Ollie came back with a premonition after he had talked to Ollie. I don't think he ran around saying I've seen a ghost in my head, and
Yeah, he told the preacher because he'd seen the preacher do some miracles, and he's like, he'll buy what I'm selling. If the spirit of a dead good man comes and warns you about something, then a preacher that works miracles will listen. Mm-hmm. But no, I didn't make a formal announcement to the whole ass train. Like, hey everybody, I saw some dead folks that told me we're going to be in more trouble later. Hey, no, why are you taking my guns? Yeah, so.
Yeah, Ollie wasn't stupid about this. Even in the West and the Weird West, talking to ghosts and people who aren't really there, it's still a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a misunderstood thing at that point in time. And so the group has been a little bit more on edge, or on guard is a better way to describe it, as they've moved on. And we've got to the point where the sun is setting. We ended a description of everything. The sun's setting, and the train's moving off into the distance, and there's high grass all around the train at this point in time. And that's the high grass that Ollie was warned about by the ranger and the shaman. It's like a D&D group came into his head, the ranger and the shaman. Next, there'll be a fighter and a guard.
Luckily, there are no thieves or other rogues anywhere to be seen in our entire party.
We have a bard. He's posing as a Pinkerton doctor.
No, we have a bard, and she is elegant at using her voice to do things.
And to shame men.
All right, so I'm trying to remember. I remember where. Actually, just now thinking about it, I don't remember where everybody was at the end of last session. I normally try to watch the last episode, but I didn't. So I'm going to lean to my players to refresh my memory on which car they were in and what they were doing, so we can get this show on the road, on the tracks.
We were all in the passenger car, and we had just pulled into Dodge City after they gave us all $100 and pony rides and a bottle of hooch and like 50 XP each. You said you weren't sure if it was going to be 50 or 60 last episode, and you didn't watch the footage, so let's just call it 55. And I think that was where we were at. We were just like the ramp had just gone down. We were stepping off.
Well, Rusty's character is going to die today.
What the hell? I love it though. You can have all the XPs you want. The rest of the team will be leveling up off bounty.
Foiled again.
Works for me.
All right. I'll just go give 55 XP to another character I'm playing in a different game and be like, hey, listen, it was live on the internet. That makes it true.
All right.
So I know we left off with like spotting some angry dog soldiers in the distance, like lots of them. But yeah, I want to say Miss McDade was just like in the room with Lorraine still.
Okay.
And I don't remember where Ollie and Father Cross were. I'd say probably. Didn't Ollie take a nap? I think Ollie was taking a nap, and then like he woke up to find the car in the tall grass. So I guess Ollie was back in like our passenger car.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we don't know where the doctor was. I don't remember where you had kind of autopiloted him last session. I don't remember what the good doctor was up to. We ran into the more talky doctor, not the one that talks a reasonable amount. So I don't remember where he was, but
we're going to say Webb is in the business car and Walter is in the passenger car with you guys. And last but not least, Father Cross, do you remember where your character was at?
I think Father Cross was actually taking some downtime because he'd helped with doing patrols and stuff, as well as his normal priestly duties.
So you were taking a moment to rest, probably in the passenger car.
Yes.
All right.
sounds right. Sounds right.
Sounds right. Sounds good.
Yeah,
we're going to go with that. And so from this point of view, most likely you guys are near a window, able to get to a window because you're in a train. The sound of the train is going to be loud, but you guys are already aware that there could be something happen. And so the sound of the dog soldiers crying out to initiate their whatever it is that they're going to do is heard, because it's not one, it is multiples of them that begin making the cry. It's like a yipping cry. So what happens, and I will describe what's happening, and you guys get a chance to react. It's not like they get to do all their stuff, and then it's kind of like it's going to be on the same lines. Dog soldiers are lying in the grass waiting. They've decided to utilize the high grass as an opportunity to get as close as possible to the train. But they're not just doing it like, hey, I'm going to hang here and like run up and try to grab onto a train doing like 25, 30 miles an hour. Some of them are, but not all of them. Others have laid down a horse, and they're now pushing up their horse and getting their horse to start running as quickly as possible. So some of them are attempting to jump the train and get on beforehand, and others are trying to get their horse up and riding as quickly as possible because they're either beside the train or near the front end of the train, and they want to get on at certain places. Things that you guys will notice when you actually are looking at the car, because I'm going to assume that Ollie is definitely by a window. His level of paranoia at this point in time is high, and so you will notice two things. These soldiers aren't all dressed like dog soldiers that attacked earlier. Some of them are just have one or maybe two coup or no coup at all. And I don't know if your character has any knowledge of what coup stands for.
He does not. He just knows that it's trouble. The fancier they dress, the more trouble they are.
And they also have sacks. Some of them have sacks. Not all of them do, but some of them do. One of the people, most likely where you're at, you will see that they have spears that they're using to like jab into the train and like lodge it into the train and grab on and pull themselves up, jump up and grab, use a hatchet to grab a hold of something and pull themselves up, or just run up and pull themselves on. There's a lot of them, and they all seem to be trying different ways to get on a fast-moving train, between spear, hatchet, grabbing, riding a horse, and stuff like that. So these are the kind of things that you can see. I'm going to say probably 1 out of every 4 or 5 or actually have a number of coup or feathers coming off the top of their heads, and their face has been painted with some sort of black and white motif. And I'm not talking like Rorschach where it's like, you know, a weird pattern. It actually has like some symbolism closer to symbolism like a skull or an animal. All right, and it's not just black, it's also some of them have red. This late at night, it's not really going to matter too much because it's kind of dark. There is no penalty for fighting on the train because the train is lit. At this point, the sun's up, the train has lights on the inside, so you guys are good. Unless you enter into a sealed car, you're going to be able to see and there won't be any penalties. I had a list of penalties I was looking for real quick. Shows that I'm okay. I don't have a list of penalties. Moving on. All right. Yeah, the train is lit. Who wants to go first? We can roll for. We can just somebody pick themselves.
If I heard dog soldiers, I'm gonna react definitely.
All right.
I would say one of them too, since Father Cross was relaxing.
I feel like we left off with Ollie with like the dawning realization, so I'm cool with letting Miss McDade and her emotional reaction kind of go first. She's got a little more baggage in this type of department, and I had the spotlight end of last episode and what I picture as a sweeping panorama shot at the opening of this episode. So like, yeah, let's let Miss McDade do her Wolverine Berserker nonsense or whatever is up next in the near future.
Thanks. Wolverine Berserker nonsense. I'm pretty pleased with that description of myself.
I didn't think you would take it as an insult.
Not at all. I love it. So yeah, as soon as I hear it, I kind of go colder. And I look across at Lorraine. What is she?
She is currently sitting on, we'll say the other mattress. She's got like a little tray out, and she's playing with cards, tarot cards. And so when she hears it, she's kind of stopped and more just like paused in the moment of like, what is that? You can't be, you know. And so she stopped and she's just looking out the window, and her with like one card still in her hand as she's staring out like, how could this be happening?
I'm going to take advantage of that and say, I'm going to make sure the gentlemen are aware. But, like, there's this, like, harshness to my tone.
Mm-hmm.
And I step out of the car and reach under my skirts and start pulling out my tomahawks.
Okay, so you're stepping out of the room with her.
Yep.
And doing it in the hallway or taking toward, like, the kitchen area at the front of the first-class car?
Like, unless there's someone right in front of me, I'm doing it right there.
Okay, that's fair. The only people who'd be right in front of you who could possibly see would be Indians looking in through the window, because down the hall in either direction there's some tables, and at this point in the evening, everybody's probably watching outside the train. Nobody's looking down the hallway like, oh my goodness, you know. They'll be stopped at their table, have with their coffee, and they'll look out. They're not gonna... I'm not gonna
let the dog soldiers see. So yeah, I've got my tomahawks out, and I'm like, I'll make eye contact with one of the dog soldiers, and then just head to the back of the car where, like one of the entrances are from the train, like, and just kind of keep that eye contact, like, bring it. I'm gonna also activate my berserker person, so all of my physical stats go up by 1 die type, and all my mental stats go down by 1.
Okie dokie. All right. So you're heading from the back of the first class car toward the business car. And you're actually, where your room is, you're like second to last, so you're about halfway through that car. So you're heading through the dining hall. Pretty much as soon as you do your little skirt moment, you whip them out and you're heading through the dining hall at this point in time.
Okay.
You get to the end of it. Let's check out Ollie real quick.
I think Ollie's just gonna be like hollering for somebody to watch the watch the rear door of the car, and he's just gonna like pivot and watch the front door of the car, because I know we've got a couple other because we got Father Cross, but I think we also got the big was it whiskey something, the big burly
Whiskey.
trapper. So there's some other fighting types in the car with him, so he's just gonna kind of kneel in the center aisle and like look one way and hope somebody else covers the other, and try to just kind of keep this train car full of civvies safe, I think, will be his plan right now.
Right. So you're sliding from the chair where you're at. I'm sure you're going to pull out one of those rifles you've got your hands on too. Which one?
Yeah, he's going to go for the Winchester that Father Cross lent him.
Okay.
He's pretty sure he needs more than one shot right now.
Okay, sliding in between the cars. Okay, cool. And Father Cross, we're just going to assume that at this point in time, you're going to respond after the first round of action has taken place, right?
Yes.
All right. Before we do all this and everything gets going, I want everybody to draw their chips. I have to get rid of mine.
All right, and my current draw of 9 is correct. That's on D20, and we draw how many more?
3.
He can only draw 1 because
Sorry.
he's got 9.
I thought he could
so we
have.
have a cap?
I thought he could have more than 10, but at the end
No,
of the
you
game,
cannot. You cannot have more than 10 at any
Okay.
time.
Can I cash in a couple for bounty right now then
Yes.
to draw the 3? Okay.
yeah, let's make it happen.
So yeah, I'm gonna nix the 2 red that I have for bounty and then draw 3. So 1 second while I do that.
James, I have a brain fart. Which one do I get to draw on? Is it red or blue?
Red.
Yeah, don't get rid of the reds. Rusty, save them for me.
Nope.
Okay. Recall. Deal to myself. 3 of them. You must deal to one player. I hit my own name. There we go. What'd I get? Oh, that's pretty colors. Let's see what James has. It won't let me see James's.
I got 2 white and a red.
I'm just... Go ahead.
I ended up getting my 2 red back and an extra white.
I see that. Okay.
Okay.
I just...
I'm
2
sitting
red
on
and a white.
I'm sitting on a blue, 3 red, and 2 white.
It's interesting that I can't see your chips. Not a big deal.
Heaven is protecting my character.
I can see that. You've hacked the system, Father Cross. This is not Shadowrun. All right. So this first round of action, what are the NPCs doing? We'll start off with Frank Malone. Sorry. Frank Malone is in the back, is at the front of the car with the shotgun. As the noise is going off, he's now perking up. And as you're crying out, somebody watch the back of the car. He's looking around. And then you can see his action reflecting something behind him because he's got his back to the door at the front of the car, which you're facing. He's going to turn and shuffle to one side and, because it's like he's hearing something. The distance that you're from that location, he could possibly hear better. You hear from beside you, Whiskey begins making some noise as he crawls out from his little bunk that he's made. They put in a piece of plywood and some struts and stuck some people above him. One of the gentlemen that I'm riding with, one of the gamblers you guys were gambling against in the beginning. And so Whiskey's coming out from this bottom bunk that's been fashioned, and he's got a Colt in his hand. He will. I got the back door. In his gruff voice, as you get from the front of as you get to the back of the first class vehicle, Sarah, your character gets toward the back door, and it is an interesting sight to see from where your point of view, because you're near the wall as you walk. There are handholds that are designed for the grabbing purpose and pulling yourself up onto the train. They have shoved a piece of plank or thick wood into it, and it is, first of all, funny and not funny, because the piece of wood as it's jabbed in is held tight, and 2 Indians are using it to pull themselves up, but a third one who was running the length of the train just gets taken out as the board comes at head level and hits him to the ground. And this, although is deadly to be hit by a 2x4 at about 30 miles an hour, they find it kind of funny and laugh as these 2 Indians are leaping on between the first class car and the business car. Now, from where you're at, you can see that the door is open to the business car, but it's not to the first class car. It was pulled closed. So if those Indians are climbing up, they're going to have easy access to the business class car, and they might not be paying attention to what happens in first class. Yes.
Good. So the way the trains are connected, basically the door to business class is open right in front of me, and first class one is closed.
The each car has a back and front door, and the back door to first class is closed. And then there's the small gap between the 2 cars, and the door to the business class is open. So you can see that one door is open, one door is closed.
Okay.
Basically, the reason I say this is the business class is the passenger car back where everybody else is got the doors open as well. You guys have better ventilation, and the business class and the passenger car does not have good ventilation. So they keep the doors open, windows open, stuff like that.
I see. Okay. Well, I think I'm in a pretty good place then. If it's easy access for them, I'm just going to stand here with the door closed, and when they try to get in the door, I'm just going to knife them in the damn back. That sounds like fun.
Okay, so you're going to move over to that door, and are you just going to stand in the doorway? What are you going to do? Are you going to hide?
You know what? At this point, this is the second time they've attacked the train. So I'm going to go ahead and say that my rage is activated as well, which means I don't think clearly. So when wounded or upset, I make a smarts check. And if I fail, then I don't do any cover or self-preservation. So is it okay with you if I make a smarts roll?
Go for it. Let's check to make sure the audience can enjoy seeing these dice rolls. Yeah.
All right. Well, I needed a 5, and I beat it. Mm-hmm. So I guess I have some sense of self-preservation. So yeah, I'll be sneaky and kind of just stick to the side of the door, but like be able to look through.
Sure. All right. As we're moving forward, I'd like to point out that Radio upped his subscription earlier today, and I can see that the trail boss was beat by him in doing so. Also, somebody named by the name of World something another. Oh man, I have to go dig through it and see what it was. Defeated the trail boss as well. So Radio, during our gameplay, if you feel like giving someone a chip, you have 3 of them at your access to hand out as you so would like to. So like, give them to me. All right.
Nope, don't do that.
So you move over. You're at an angle. You're facing the door.
Why would you do that?
Oh. You move up at an angle. I'll deal with that in a minute. You move up to the angle. You're at the door. You're ready to do some stealth. This will give you a benefit when you actually jump out and start stabbing people. Is it stabbing or chopping?
Yeah, I mean, you chop something hard enough, it's like a stab. So, yeah, we'll go with chopping.
Sounds good. All right. Bam, bam. All right. I think we're at the posed moment. You're facing the front door, which, by the way, Ollie, it is open. The Malone has pressed his back up against the door, and he's facing it. And it starts off with a pow from across the way, and this is how we're starting the initiative, as Whiskey takes a shot toward the back door, because the back door is open, and you will hear a scream and a thud and then a crunch and a little jostle with the train. And Whiskey hollers out, "Got one!"
I mean, right. So far, we've only fired 1 shot, and 2 of these guys have died. So if we could keep up that ratio, like, we're doing pretty well.
All right, so we're going to start off. We're going to get some initiatives out there. So everybody remember how to check this. Father Cross, by the way, you are in this, so you need to make a quickness roll just as well as everybody else. Figure up your hands. Put your cards into your hands. Where is the quickness? All right, so I'm divvying up the different types of soldiers I've got working with here. I've went ahead and gathered ghost dancers. Isn't that Shadowrunny sounding? Ghost dancers. They actually talk about the ghost dance and stuff like that in this book as well. All right. Cool. Which is better? Is this one better? There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do 3 rolls because I need 3 sets of cards. No, I'm only going to do... Go ahead.
If my stats don't go above a D12, right? So since my physical stats are supposed to be up, it'd be my D12 plus 2, correct?
That's correct. And then plus 4, plus 6.
Will someone send me that formula again?
Yes, for the dice rolling.
Yeah.
James, could you take care of that? Okay.
Yes. My memory doesn't last that long.
All right, so... Actually, I forgot it as well. I think it was /roll, and then space, and then the die type, and then 2 exclamation points, a K1. Did I get that
Yeah.
right?
Yep, that's what worked for me.
Excellent.
I need a quick refresher on spending chips, because I remember there was a way you can just add a die to your roll. That's
That's
is
white.
that a
That's a white.
okay? But that just lets you like act as though you rolled 4 instead of 3.
Check.
What's the one that lets you roll a die and add the total?
Red or blue?
Red and blue.
That's red or blue, but if you use a red and the GM gets something,
That's correct.
okay. I'm gonna stay content with my stupid 9 right now. I hate having a 9 because it's almost that extra card.
Ooh.
But whatever, it's the first round. Ollie will be okay with just.
All right. I get 2.
This is just checking.
Do it. And then these guys. Get 2. No, that's 1. You have to get a 5. Just to let everybody know, as you see these numbers pass by, they have to get a 5 to get more than 1 card. You get 1 card, but with a 5, you get a second card. And then it's with a 10, you get a third card, right?
It's a difficulty 5 roll, and then here's how it's worded: you get to draw 1 card from the action deck, plus 1 for every success and raise. So, like at a 9, I get 2 cards, not 1.
That is correct.
Is that correct? Okay, cool. I need to draw a second card then. My bad.
Put the +2 after the K1.
Okay, but I want to keep my 11.
You can keep the 11, but just let's go ahead and put the +2 in there.
So that's 13 then.
Yes.
So that's how many cards then?
13 would be 3.
Yeah, I think
Yay.
3.
I'm going to put a +2 in there and see if that works out. Yeah, so you put the +2 after the 1, and it adds it all together and still gives you the right number.
Gotcha.
Bam.
There's
Yeah,
a
it's just-
formula in Discord.
And for our audience to
Thanks.
see what it looks like. That's it says I can't tell you that. If I put a space and then do it. There, that's what our dice rolling things look like.
Yeah, it's all algebra, and it's been a long time since we had to do much of this, so bear with us, everybody. Our characters know what they're doing much better than we do.
Our characters are supposed to know what they're doing.
I mean, I know Ollie doesn't start a fight by stopping and counting on his fingers like I just did. That's not exactly quick drawing.
All right, and the last group, these guys over here. Same as before. And that's 2. Okay, so I have 3 different groups I'm dealing with, and I'm going to write their card numbers down here for my benefit so I can keep track of them. This is group 1. This was 2. And that was 3. Got it. Okay. Alrighty then. As cards, as it goes, the game's initiative system is I start at the highest possible card, and I start calling out from aces down to 2s. But if somebody has gotten their hands onto a red joker or a black joker, we can have some fun. All right, so starting off, aces.
Ace of spades.
Woo, Father Cross
Nice.
gets to go first. He wasn't sleeping on the job.
He was just examining the back of his eyelids, not sleeping. All right. In hearing the commotion, Father Cross is going to get up, and he is going to draw one of his pistols as he's making his way along the car, looking out the windows and out the door leading to the next car, heading towards the back.
Okay.
If I don't see any Indians about that time, I'll start looking up as start climbing towards the top of the car and being very careful, looking front and back.
All right. As you get up and begin heading toward the back of the car, Whiskey yells out, "Father, don't go that way. I just shot one of them Indians out of there. There's bound to be more." Does this change your action?
If there's more this way, Whiskey, this is the way I need to go.
All right. So you head to the back of the car and out the door. You are now between the two cars, and where you're at, you see that these Indians, it's the same description as from the other side. They have jabbed what would best be described as a plank or a 2x4 into the, and spears too, into the handhold in the attempt of having something to kind of lever out and grab a hold and swing themselves up on. So as you're there, you're stepping out. There's an Indian, and he's got his hand out to help another Indian up onto the train. So they've got each other grasped. And as he sees you, he draws his knife, and he's going to go try to stab at you. So this is one of those moments when you're playing a game that you click on a section to move to, and you just clicked out into a place where there's baddies doing shit. And you're like, oh, I should probably click back into the room or something around the corner. All right, what do you want to do, Father Cross? You quick drawed, so I do believe you can move on a card. You can move and then also take an action. Do you want to quick draw your pistol, or did you just want to draw your pistol and that pretty much finishes off the ace of spades?
Quick draw it.
Okay, roll. Got to beat a 5.
Nine.
Excellent. All right. You're able to quick draw your pistol, so you're able to get at least a shot off, or whatever the other penalties you want to try to incur with whatever the rate of fire is on your pistol.
Rate of fire on my pistol is a 2. I will shoot.
Do you remember how to do that?
Hold on a second. I don't know why it came out 0.
I think there's an extra plus sign in there.
Yes, there is an extra plus sign in there. So
you had a 9. Was the high? You rolled a 4, 8, 9.
Plus the 1 is a 10. Yeah, for that first shot. Okay, I see what I did wrong.
all right, so that means you got a success and a raise. Let's go ahead and determine where you hit.
15.
One second. Click that. Click that. Go to Documents. Go to Gaming. Go to Deadlands. Where I'm actions and around. Get my notes out. Close that window back. Close that. Alright, what'd you roll again? On the D20. 15. Ah, there it is. Alright, 15 is either an arm or upper guts shot.
Where?
Arm or upper guts? Did my microphone drop out?
I didn't catch it. Upper guts.
All right.
Uh, 13 damage. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds to the guy's upper guts. Let me mark that down real quickly. All right, he's got to make a climb roll with a modifier since he just got shot while trying to do stuff.
And there's the wind he takes.
8, so half of his wind. All right. Click there, click that. Come over here and write this number down real quick. /roll. A 4, he fails. You shoot him, and he immediately... by the way, that's with a -2, so he got a 2. So would you plug a hole into him, and he falls as he just loses his balance as he goes off the train into the grass. The other one who's hanging on to him must make a climb roll as well, but he has no penalties.
I'm telling you, this could be another 2 with a 1 bullet. We just got to keep this going, y'all. We got this.
He got a 6, so he's still hanging on to that piece of wood that they've jabbed into the train. All right. That's Ace of Spades. Ollie, as you're focused on the front door, you hear Whiskey yell out. Do you take your eyes off the front door to look behind you to see what's going on with Father Cross?
I think for right now, I'm going to watch the front because we got 2 people back there. I'm up front. And if it's a yell out like, oops, the father fell off the train, it's not like there's much I can do anyhow. Right. So I'm going to stay focused on the front door and just trust the other folks to do the...
Fair enough. At the end of this round, or the end of the Ace of Spades, Whiskey will say, that damn priest is ignorant as hell. He just walked out to the midst of them like, God's going to stop bullets and what... what would he say? What did he say? Yeah, he'd say, like, God's going to stop bullets and whatnot. That's some stupid shit right there. Get your ass back in this train. But that's what you're hearing from this side as you're focused in. On the other side, aces, kings, queens. All right. The guy at the front of the train where the passengers are at, the passenger car, he, at this point in time, he has pulled himself up along with his buddy. His buddy is stepping in, so it's in plain view of both you and Mr. Malone. Frank. We're just going to call him Frank. So, Frank has the queen. And so, as this guy steps in, Frank just takes a shotgun from his hip and pulls the trigger, both barrels at hip level toward this guy's midsection. Scatter shot. All right. Frank's got 3d10 worth of dice rolling to do real quick. Didn't like that one. I know what I did wrong. There we go. Fixed it. He gets a 6. And of course, scatterguns do a hell of a lot different damage at point blank range with 2 barrels. I'm not worried about rolling for a second barrel and whatever crap like that. I'm just going to do all the damage ahead of time. Which, each barrel does do 5d6 at this close range. So, I just roll 10d6. All right. The middle section of that Indian gets blown into pieces. A loud boom. Buckshot goes in him, around him, and into the car in front. At this point in time, Miss McDade, you are very aware to hear gunshots going off. This is happening at this point in time. On a queen, the same time, Ollie, I don't know if you want to shoot at the guy who just got obliterated by two scatter shots.
I feel like my shot would just go right through the hole, so I'm good.
Okay, fair enough. That guy with the gut wound is now tumbling backwards out of the train. So that's not a 2 for 1. It's a 1. It's a 2. It's not a 2 for 1. It's a 1 for 2. Whatever.
If he gave him both barrels, then
did.
yeah, it averages that. Yeah.
All right. At the other end of the car with the rest of the business car, Vandenberg, the fat banker, who is in the business car at this point in time, has positioned himself down with his small derringer, and he has gotten himself ready to take a pot shot whoever comes through the door. You are unaware of Vandenberg's position. So what you see is the Indian step forward into the doorway in front, from where you're hiding. You see him step in, and as he steps in, he immediately dashes back, and you hear a little pop bang sound in the window to the business class, the window to the first class door that's between you and the Indian breaks. Because, of course, Vandenberg misses with his little derringer. All right. And that's on Queen. So now we're going to move on to Jacks.
I'm up with the Jack of Diamonds.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
When the Indian who just got midsection blown away kind of stumbles back, he's trying to figure stuff out. Another Indian steps forward, reaches through the door, grabs the scatter shot in Frank's hand, and begins pulling on it, even though he's wearing hide on his hands, so it's not like he's burning. He grabs the shotgun, pulls, and he tomahawks into Malloy, to Frank. All right, so that's on. What do you want to do?
I'm going to take a shot at that guy.
Sounds good.
So I don't have any fancy stuff up yet because you're pressuring me here in my very first action. I don't get to do any of my tricks. So this is just going to be a plain old shot with this 76. It is a +1 for quality, though.
It is. It's a nice gun. I need to drag my card out. There we go.
Looks like I've got a 9 total. And that's
Excellent.
with the +1 from the gun. So
that is definitely a hit at this short of range.
All right, and now it's a D20 for location.
Mm-hmm.
I will hit him in the 12.
Which is an arm shot.
Not great, but it is what I rolled. And the damage on this Mama Jama is 4d8 plus 2. 1. Oops. That's not supposed to be totaled, right?
No, it is.
That's supposed to be okay, that one is. So 21.
So we divide that number by a massive 6. More algebra
Right.
for this wonderful game from the 90s. And that gives us 3 wounds. And then you roll 3d6, and that's how much wind this guy loses.
And that will be 9 wind.
So now he just got shot. So the good news is you've saved Frank from being tomahawked. But it was not at the shot you would prefer. So the gun, your round goes off. hits the Indian, in his the same arm that he's swinging down on Frank, disarming him. But I wish I had the setup, but I don't. Disarming him and saving Frank from taking any damage.
All right, I'll take it.
I will write down that this guy's got 3 wounds to his arm.
Yeah, shooting's a lot more fun when I get to focus for an action or two and build up 800 different tricky modifiers and stuff. I don't like leaving stuff to the whims of dice. I like cheat.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so that guy's got 2, and that one's now 3 in the arm. All right, we're going to make him. He doesn't need to roll yet. It is not comfortable. All right, that was a Jack 10, 9.
I have a 10.
Oh, sorry, I also have a 10.
All right, guys, toss out.
I'm a 10 of
Diamond.
clubs. Yeah, so I know I'm last, so. You are up with your diamonds then.
All right, Father Cross, you are between the cargo/cooking car and the back of the passenger car. The door is open behind you. The Indian is hanging on at this point in time with one arm, and seeing that his friend just fell off, he's going to slap up and draw out, have a pistol, and take a shot at you. But you also hear sound behind you of like banging and clanking noise. You don't know what it is because you haven't turned to look in that direction, so go.
Well, I have an immediate concern here, so on my 10, I'm going to use both bullets for my rate of fire to shoot at him.
The guy hanging on, trying to draw a pistol.
Yep.
All right. That's a good call.
I'll just make both attacks before I roll damage for each of them.
Okay.
3 on the first, 10 on the second.
All right, the 3 is a no. So the first shot goes wide as he swings and comes up with his pistol, but the 10, on the other hand, is a hit and a raise. Go ahead and get a location for that. If you hit him on the arm, by the way, an 8. 8 is lower guts, unless you can bring it up by 2. Now you can bring it up by 1 because you're raised, but unless you've got something better. Hang on. Oh, you have height advantage. That can give you another +1, putting it into a gizzard shot.
Which will up the damage by 1 die.
That is true. A game of numbers is what this game should be called.
I imagine it probably plays a lot quicker in person, though, with the card handling and the chips. You know, it's taking the technology out of it. I'm sure makes it a little more intuitive. You know.
It does. When it first came out, I was stationed overseas in the military, and we had a lot of players. There was a lot of domino players who had seen what we were doing and wanted to join in. And so we had like 2 guys who played dominoes. They would slam their cards onto the table in excitement, be like, full hound, full house and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun. So 18 points of damage from the Peacemaker turns into 3 wounds to its gizzards. All right, that he has to make an actual vigor roll for.
And 23 wind.
Well, it doesn't matter. Vigor roll or not, he falls off the wood piece. Because even though he took some damage, the wind was knocked out of him. All right, that's the 10 of diamonds. Now we got a 10 of clubs.
Indeed. Now Ollie's going to start cheating. I'm going to cast Kentucky Windage on myself. That's the one that'll offset penalties and let me reroll 1s on damage. So it feels like a solid way to start a fight. So first off, I roll to activate my my actual hex. So this one is smarts linked. So it's going to be 5d10.
That's not cheating. That's smart shooting.
Right. And that will determine the size of my head. Which I have forgotten how that starts. I don't remember the difficulty for the basic casting, and I suck.
Probably a 5.
I would assume it's 5. I just don't want to cheat here. One sec.
Take your time.
What?
Right, just
for casting
basic
your
hex.
hex?
Yeah.
Yeah. For doing your hex, unless it says so specifically in the hex, it should have a base of 5, and for your target number, including any normal modifiers like wounds and stuff, and then you see that will determine how many cards you end up drawing.
But you do start with 5 cards and then get extra for each raise. That was I didn't remember how many cards I started with. That was my concern. So
you can end up drawing the entire deck.
Just about. I got a 22, so it's going to be 10, 15, 20. So I'll get 3 extra cards. So now I'm drawing 8 from my hex deck. And let's scroll down and make ourselves a poker hand. All right, one second. We got Jack, another Jack.
You know what I should do?
7.
Let me slide over so everybody
Another...
can see all this. There we go. You won't see our wonderful faces, but you guys can see the cards we're playing with.
So I got 2 pair, Jacks and 7s. The difficulty on this casting roll is it just needs a... So on the poker hand chart, that is going to be... One second. How many improvements? Oh, too many PDFs to jump. I scribbled down page numbers to try and help, and it doesn't help enough because then you still just have to like navigate the PDF. All right, so it offsets a -2 penalty, and each hand above ace offsets a further -2. So it's going to be -4 for a pair, a total of -6 for 2 pair. So for 1 round per hex level, so for the next 5 rounds, I'm going to have a -6 on all my shots, and I will get to reroll 1s on damage. So, Ollie just kind of stops and focuses for a moment after that last shot doesn't quite go like he wants. So he just shakes his head a little, curses a little under his breath about that damn old devil that he's got to slap a saddle on, and then gets a little bit better bond with Father Cross's gun.
You know, I just realized that if you go through this fight scene and this Winchester also detonates on you because of some silliness or poor card drawing, you're going to have the impression that Winchesters and your special skills do not combine.
Yeah, it's going to be a disturbing pattern.
All right, so Kentucky Windage, you're focused. All right, let's go ahead and let's move on from jacks, 10s to 9s. 8s.
Me! Oh, finally!
Oh, my goodness. So just to reiterate, an Indian has climbed up. He stepped toward the open door. The fat banker took a pot shot and missed. The Indian moved back, and it broke the window between you and him. And now he's moved, and he's going straight in.
All right, so I have a nice look at his back, right?
You do.
All right, so let's go ahead and chop into that. And I think I'm going to try something. Walk me through this, but I want to try a headshot.
Alrighty then. I will figure this out real quick because I know I wrote these rules down.
Is it the same? Is it the same modifier for shooting, or is it different for melee?
For a head, it's a -6.
Cool. Well, we're going to try it.
All right.
because I got all my bonuses going. This is the time.
And it's really nice to ignore a whole chunk of the rules with the whole rolling for location. It's nice to go, no, it goes where I want.
That's right. All right. Yeah, so all you've got to do is get a target number 5, but after you write it, make sure to put, instead of a plus whatever you've got, modify it so you also include that -6.
On it. I'm writing my formula, guys.
Go for it. Yeah, that's like the
Right.
it's like the tense moment, like write that formula. You know, I never did have that moment in math class when I was watching the teacher going, "Oh, that was so amazing." No, it never happened.
Yeah, I never thought of supernaturally enhanced characters getting in a Wild West shooting match on a train, sitting in 7th grade algebra.
That is very true, and
All right, I got a 6. Right? Wait, hold on. Yeah, that makes sense.
you rolled a 10. You add 2, making it 12. You -6. Bam! Look at that. That is awesome. I have just learned something. You can just write all the modifiers out. You don't actually have to do the math. The program does the math for you. Look at that, audience.
Yay!
Right there.
Like
2,
magic.
6.
Magic math.
6 means that she hits. She called shot for the head, so it's a head shot. You get an extra 2 dice of damage. That's all that
Cool.
means.
And for my tomahawks, it's what?
Tomahawks do 2d6, so that means they're going to do 4d6 plus your current strength.
Ooh, okay, so.
Head wounds are also harder to heal from, too. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay this anything. So for your tomahawk, roll 4d6 and add them all together. Don't just write in /roll 4d6 or use the dice roller. And,
Yeah, but I've also got my bonus, so hold on one second.
Oh.
To my strength.
Yeah, that only applies when you roll your strength. You roll these 2.
Oh, okay.
You roll these 2
46 first.
Just roll that.
All right, that's a 5.
No, actually, it's a 11. We add those all up.
Oh, boy.
Now roll your strength, like how you just did using the algebra.
I have to scroll for my strength. Give me a. So this I can just roll my 2d12, right?
Yes.
So that's 13 plus the 11?
Yes. So you have 13 plus 3. What is the plus 3?
I think it was that she rolled a 13 and rolled a 3.
Oh.
Because that's a roll. Like, that's the interesting thing with the melee is you roll in total the damage dice of the weapon, but then do a normal like attribute check with the strength part.
Yes.
So it's a really it's extra formulaic. So yeah.
Translates 24. Now that means 4 wounds straight to the head. 3 and greater require a vigor check to sensitive spots. So you just gave this man a gashing wound to the head. I'm going to go ahead and do his roll. And he has a -4 because of the head wound he just made. He gets a 7, which means after bashing the tomahawk into his head, you've cleft off a section of scalp, taking coup and headdress and whatnot into the ground. Like, a piece of him heads to the ground, and as he reels around, he turns to face you, as you know, he's like, holy crap, there's somebody behind me. So it's like one of those, it's a strange moment right now. All right, you have 2 tomahawks drawn, which means you can swing your offhand.
Darn right I'm gonna.
Don't you have 2 weapon fighting?
I do.
All right, and so the penalty is only going to be a -2.
You got it. So I'm gonna roll my fighting -2.
That's correct.
So it's going to actually be because of my bonuses to my physical stats right now, it's going to be a +2 -2. So I'm not going to do anything with it. So it's my 5. I'll take that. I'll take that a lot.
That's a good roll. 16. That's a success and 2 raises. This was not with a -6, so you weren't calling shot for the head.
Yeah, I forgot to. It's okay.
Doesn't matter. You so roll that d20. Remember, when you're fighting, you get to add and subtract 2. So 9. You got 2 raises and 2 from fighting, so you can make it 4 higher or 4 lower. A 10 would hit in the gizzards. You can hit in the guts, the gizzards, or an arm.
So what happens if I use a chip? Can I re-roll that?
Our rules lawyer has dropped off screen for a moment. I'm sure he'll be back soon. I don't see why not.
I mean, for the record, guts and gizzards are pretty solid.
Yeah, but I want to get him in the
yeah,
face like I did
okay.
last time.
Oh,
No,
James has returned. James, welcome back.
Thank you.
Can she toss out a chip to re-roll her hit location?
The only chip that allows for any rerolls is the legend chip.
Hmm.
All right. Well, then we'll go for the. We'll go for
Unless
the
the
guts.
marshal wants to make a different call on that specifically for the hit location roll.
If we change it for you guys, it changes for them. And I've got 6 chips laying over here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and make it in the.
All right, so
actually, just a suggestion: say gizzards gets you +1 damage die. So like the head gets you +2 damage dice, gizzards get you +1.
Let's
Guts is just base. So
do gizzards. It is.
all right, roll 3d6 for your tomahawk damage. And then re-roll, do a roll with your strength damage. All right, 7 plus
All right. It's 2d12 +2. So let me do my formula.
Seven plus 7 is 14. So another 2 wounds to the gut. So he's taken 4 to the head, 2 to the guts. That's a 4 and a 2. That's a total of 6d6 of wind damage. I'm pretty sure he's unconscious.
Oh boy!
Let's go ahead and drop that 6d6 so we can see you got to do more than 14.
I dropped 66.
Yes. And if you get more than 14, he falls out. You can pretty much just like do what you want with him at that time. Um, 6, 9 plus 6 is 15. More than his wind, so he goes unconscious. So you chop into his head, chop into his guts, and what do you do with him?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead because also he's blocking my line of sight from the banker. So I'm gonna, because I don't want the banker to see me, and I rolled so that I actually care. So I'm gonna kind of pull him into the car with me and let the door fall shut again.
So you're going to step back into the first class car and have the door fall shut. And then what, let the body drop or just pin it to a wall? Or
what I'd like to do, if I'm allowed to, but this might come as another attack, is I've got a tomahawk wedged into 2 parts of him, and I just like to pull it and like...
We'll deal with that in the next card you have.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So that was on 9, 8, 7. On 7, the soldier that is behind Father Cross and the soldier who is about to jump onto Frank. All right, so we're going to deal with those 2. So the soldier that's behind Father Cross, he shoots you with his pistol. Let's see, and it is a back attack. What is that one again? I don't see anything that says anything about shooting from the rear. It's only got a... It's within range. You need a 5. I don't see any bonuses. Father Cross, you knew he was there, so when the gunshot... And you took a shot at the other guy, so when this gunshot goes off, you need to be praying that he doesn't roll good. All right. Let me punch his numbers in real quick. He's got an awesome shooting skill. 2d8. Be scared of his amazing skills. He gets a 7. That's a shot in the back to Father Cross. Let's do a d20 and see where that sucker lands at. 3. Oh, man. It's going to be the right leg. You got hit in the left leg by a rifle firing pin. Now it's a shot. We're gonna make it even. We're gonna roll a d6. Even is right leg. Odd is the left leg. Odd left leg again. Getting shot by this. What are they firing? Colt Navies. Rate of fire damage is 2d6. There we go. 9 points of damage to your leg, Father Cross. Because he's climbing up, so this all makes sense. Bam! He takes a shot. It grazes past you. That is a wound to your left leg. You are going to take 3 wind of damage, you lucky bastard. God is with you at this point in time. Whiskey yells out and says, Father Cross is being shot at. Father Cross, get back in the train.
He didn't do any wounds to me?
No, he did 1. And 3 wind.
Okay, hold on a second. Van Moosen, is that an immediate action, or do I have to wait for my card?
Oh, I do believe. I have it written here. Control, find.
I think you sacrifice your next card to get to do something now, is how it works.
Call before damage is rolled. For dodge to work, you either move a yard, dive behind, drop cover, drop to the ground. It's got to be called before damage is rolled.
No, not dodging the Van Moose.
Van Moosing, that I will copy and paste. Copy, paste. And it says, called before damage is rolled. For dodge to work, you either move a yard or dive behind cover, drop to the ground, or take a -4 to dodge. So this is an action.
Okay.
But you were focused at the moment. You shot that other... Bam! I didn't die from this one. The Lord saved me.
So Van Moose can be done now, correct?
Yes, you can vamoose on a card.
All right. So I'm going to sacrifice my only card left to invoke Retribution.
All right.
Retribution. I have to actually take a wound. With Retribution, the Blessed inflicts a wound on an opponent who has just wounded him. The wound level suffered by the target is identical to the one the target inflicted on the Blessed. Okay. So he's taking 1 wound immediately just for shooting me.
Is it the same location, or do you get to roll for that?
Based off the example, it uses a Mojave Rattler in the example, but it says in the body, which was in the example as well. So I'd assume that it's the exact same wound.
I mean, everything you just read, it says exact same wound. So we're just going to assume that the guy takes a wound to his leg. All right. Is there any dice rolls for him?
No. That's just it. He takes it the moment I activate it, but I have to use up a card to do it.
Okay, considering how the rounds go, that'll happen to him on a 2, because that's what your card is. So we got a little while before that happens. Go ahead. There you go. Drop that sucker out. I was on a 6, and that's at the back of the car. No, that was on a 7. That was on a 7. That was on the 7 at the back of the car, and 6 is the guys at the first class car. So as you pull your guy in and you push the tomahawk down into his midsection and up into the side of his head, and you begin to pull, you realize he's not really dead, and he begins to try to struggle with it. But you can hear the sound of the door at the front of the train car bust open. Now you're in the first class. This is the door that's on the other end near the kitchen area where the coffee's made and the other bathroom is at.
Eep. All right, I'm gonna try to use some. Oh, it's not my turn.
It's not your turn. I'm letting you know what's going on the 6. So now it's on to 5 and 5.
I have 6s as well.
Oh, you have a 6. Okay, so this is on 6. I have a 6 of spades.
I have. Let me make sure. A 6 of spades and a 6 of diamonds.
So you and I go at the same time, but you get to go twice.
Yay!
So you're wrenching this guy. His spine makes some popping noises as you pull in both directions. People in the car at this point in time are looking upon you like, because there's 2 guys who are sitting there drinking their coffee and they've decided to hide. They don't have pistols. They're not carrying guns for some reason. Everybody in the West wasn't armed. Anyways, as you wrench this guy, you hear that noise, and what do you want to do?
I'm going to go ahead and roll backwards with him, so it's almost like he came at me and his weight ends up on top of me.
Mm-hmm.
But like whatever, like in the tussle, like he adrenaline can do weird things to strength and stuff like that. So I somehow was able, what I'm trying to make it look like was somehow as he like attacked me, I was able to get his tomahawks in him. So I'm just going to kind of roll as though he's attacking me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. We don't need to do any rice rolls. What do you want to use your spade for?
I think what I'm going to do as he's coming back too. Can I sleeve it for now? Because I want to wait to see who's coming and can I see who just walked in?
No.
Okay. So
let me kind of set stuff up for you. Imagine the car you're looking down at, and it's pill shaped. And at either end of the pill there is a door. That's how the car is shaped. Right. Now take and make 6 boxes that are the individual rooms and place them to one side.
Okay.
To that side where they're at, there's a small area where there's a kitchen and a bathroom. And then there's the 6 boxes. And then there's the back end of this pill-shaped object where there's a dining area with a little bar. And you're in that area. When you turn and face...
So I'm out of sight of the door.
You're out of sight of the door. And so when you turn, you're facing that direction. You've got a couple of tables on this side. You've got the bar with some stools over on this side. A wall right in front of you with a painting on it.
Okay. So, in that case, sorry, I didn't understand that.
You didn't. You got it. You good. Go.
So I'm gonna instead, since I'm out of sight, instead of doing the roll, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish him.
Crack. Snap.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll for that?
No.
Okay. From there, I'm gonna wait because it could be another Indian or it could be help. So I'm going to kind of stay out of sight and listen to see what I hear next or see next.
Fair enough. As you're staying out of sight to see and hear what happens next, the sound of a kercock and a pa-pow go off as 2 shots ring out from the front of the car to the people hiding under tables. All right, time to roll these shots. They have amazing dice roll skills. Actually, their dice rolling is terrible.
So this is coming from the people under the table or
No.
at the people under the table? Gotcha.
The two Indians who just stepped in, want to take pot shots at the people hiding under the table. And those are terrible dice rolls. Look at that.
It's good. I don't want them to die.
But I'm going to go ahead and toss in a white chip to this one's roll because, well, I kind of want to see something happen.
Max.
A 7. There you go, radio. All right, so 2 pop noises from the other end of the train as gunshots are going off. So that's 2d6 this guy gets. It's not that big of a deal because he's behind a table. We got some armor going for him. 10. The table's going to knock off 6, so it's 4. It's not even wound, but it is some. We're doing d6 worth of wind damage to the poor guy. A 6. Ow. So he does get grazed by the bullet. The second Indian who's also stepped through that doorway, he also... Yep, he's there, so we won't worry about that just yet. All right, fair enough.
All right. We're going to use that card then.
Okay.
How often do I have to make my rage roll? Because this would be upsetting. That was my smarts roll.
And that's to do something sound and tactical and stuff.
So basically what that would do is, if failed, I attack with no sense of cover or self-preservation. Once the thing is dead, I make another smarts roll, and if I fail, I attack the closest companion of the last target and repeat until I pass it.
Well, I mean, at this point in time, do you think it's more sensible to wait for them to come out of wherever they're at or charge down the hallway toward them?
Well, I mean, if they're shooting people that are under tables and stuff, like, if I have my faculties about me, then I'm, like, I want to protect them, but I also want to be smart.
I understand.
Rage allows for me to take that away. So, I guess I'll just make a choice.
I think you would probably want to hide and wait for them to come.
Right, that's
would
what
make
I'm
sense,
leaning toward.
But these people are in danger, and
Right.
so...
So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead and use my, for now, my Voice of the Damned. It's an opposed
Awesome.
spirit test, and if failed, the foe becomes distracted. So hopefully I can draw it toward me. So spirit.
All right, there's one. And there's the other. He's got 3d6, right? No, he had 3d8. I did that wrong. Still.
Ah, okay. Shit. I got the 1.
Yes.
Which is good. I'll have a target. So I'm basically going to wait for him to come toward me so I can beat the shit out.
All right.
I'm also going to go ahead and activate. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm going to give him kind of like lower my head and start that evil eye power. So every action roll of a foe gets...
A -1.
Yes.
Is there a save versus that?
No. Not well, there could be, actually. Let me check the book real quick.
I don't think there was. So while you check the book, the guy who's got the Colt drawn and you fired twice at the people behind the table and gave the chip to, he has now stopped and he's like, what the hell's that noise? You know, trying to look into that direction. He can't see. But he's definitely kind of like trying to see where you're at. And then he makes lacks eye contact with you at this point in time. The other Indian that is with him sees you, sees the guys behind the table. This guy's a lot bigger, and he's wearing like this blue and white black color mix of face paint. Where the guy with him isn't. This guy is larger. He has got a decent amount of feathers, and he has these what look like pieces of bone across the front of his chest. His hands are colored black, and he has I would describe it as maybe a jawbone of some type that is embedded with pieces of stone. As he steps and he sees you and thinks that, this is the one who got the 7 to resist your voicey thing.
Right.
He sees you and he realizes you're the bigger threat. So he immediately moves in, letting out a heroic yell as he charges you.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, so you sliding a card up your sleeve, he's going to go on a 5. So that means you get to go before him. But he is going to cover the ground between you and him to charge you into melee.
Okay. And I just looked up Evil Eye. Every action roll the target takes suffers a penalty equal to the level of the Herald's power, which is -1. May only vex one person at a time. Cannot vex another with Evil Eye until I lift the first curse.
So do you want to Evil Eye the guy who's got the pistol and is distracted by you, or do you want to Evil Eye the warrior?
The bigger guy.
The dog warrior, the dog soldier that's charging you.
Oh, the one that's charging me. That seems to have his shit together.
Okay. All right. So, on 5, his actions, he's going to run at you, and he's going to activate the spirit of the bear. When doing so, you can see the slight illumination of what seems to be a large grizzly bear surround him. As he comes forward, he brings back his axe, and he makes like this quick sliding motion towards you. So he's chumming in, and he's like, oh! And you got locked, so you know he's being affected, but this guy is a no-joke kind of scary-looking dude. So you have your 6 of diamonds up your sleeve. You get to go first.
All right. I would like to murder him. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go for called shot again.
Call shot to the head, Gizzard.
Yep.
Which one?
I think called shot to the head does better for me, right?
Yeah, it's a -6, and you get +2 to your damage.
And Gizzards is a -4, and you get +1 damage. So it's
right.
probably worth the extra +2.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and do my called shot to the.
All right.
All right. So let me do my.
Now, this Indian she's swinging at, is he a larger target?
Larger target as in what? Is
His,
size difference?
Yeah.
I am small.
Yes, his size is a 7.
Oh, wow. Let's see. She's got a +2 to attack him then.
Yes, she does.
If she's a small,
I'm
she's
strong.
a small target.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I get a
I
+2?
just happen to be on the page. Yep. You've got an extra +2 to your attack.
Awesome. So I get my +2 for my physical upness.
Yes.
I get +2 for being itty bitty, and then -6. So I'm only taking a -2 overall. So that's pretty.
Nice.
Wow. That's 5. That's what you need. James, before she does damage, does it cost him a card to defend with his fighting tomahawks?
Yes, he would use a card just like as if he was dodging. If he's gonna parry, it's the same thing.
Okay. He's using this to destroy this, whatever this thing is. He can feel it's evil.
And don't forget, he gets a -1 to any of his actions.
Alrighty then. Let's go ahead.
And so my damage is 2d6, right?
Yep. Called shot to the head. You succeeded, so your damage is actually 4d6 with your tomahawks, and then your strength damage. 15. Holy crap. Now, because his size is 7, that's only 2 wounds.
Well, hold on. The D6 part of damage gets totaled up. It's not the keep one.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
He just did 25. to him.
Plus, she still has her strength to roll.
Yeah.
It's 4d6 and the D6s are not open-ended. For
So it's
okay.
16 then.
yeah, whatever. I can't see what the 15 was before it opened up.
Well, it would have been a 6 first because
Yeah,
that's
so-
Yeah, because
that,
it's D6.
so that would, you are correct. That's a 16. I'm just going to write that there. 16.
But then you make a strength roll with the normal exclamation, keep one.
That is correct.
And that adds to the 16.
and I get my +2 for being crazy. Right?
Yes.
All right, so that's +9.
So total is 25. That is 3 wounds to the large man to his head. Let me mark this down. All right. That requires a vigor roll.
And then, James, is there a page I can look at for how to use my chips?
Yes.
Vigor
Hold
is
on a second.
D8s.
I'm looking for it.
All right. This big guy's going to toss out one of his white chips to get an extra dice roll for this vigor check. And he's got 3 wounds, so he minus a 3. He needs to get a 5. Otherwise, he's going to stumble around a bit. He got a 4.
Good.
Sorry. Chips are on page 147.
Thank you, sir.
Split second ahead of me.
All right. So, I'm going to give him a -4. He's going to swing back at you at this point in time. And he gets a what penalty because of your size?
-2, I
He's
think
got
you
a
said?
-2 because he's a size 7, she's a size 5. Oh, speaking of which, Sarah,
Yes.
you've actually been negating a +1 against normal adult size targets.
Oh, well, cool. I'm even cooler than I thought I was.
Yeah, because you're little and they are bigger than you. So, yeah. I don't think you've missed anything by 1, but it's cool to know.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll make a note of it on my sheet.
He is not trying to hit any particular location. He's just trying to hit you at this point in time. All these modifiers do include your stare, his wounds, and the size difference. So he gets a 1. As you chop toward him, he comes in with his axe at the same time, and your tomahawk blasts into his as you chop into like his piece and rip off chunks of bone, blood, and whatnot, taking a bit of eye at the same time. He reels back and comes low, and you're just able to duck down underneath his swing in total. Do you want to swing with your offhand?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm at my -2 for that. But I'm at my +2 for, and you know what? Let's call that headshot again.
Do it.
And for damage rolls, weapon damage dice do ace, just like aptitudes and traits.
Wait, say that again?
That 15 you rolled earlier, it does re-roll when it aces on a die.
On
really?
damage?
So,
Yep, it's on page 136. I looked at it for
Holy
both
popsicle.
melee and firearms.
Okay, hang on. So that would have been 25 plus 9 would have been
36.
36.
That would have been 5 wounds.
That would have been
Are
5
you guys-
wounds to the head. He still
are you guys
missed.
scared of me? Because I'm scared of me.
He was still 5 wounds to the head. He would have been at -8, 9, and I did forget his strength bonus from the Spirit of the Bear, so he would have been at a -7 still. So the math for his dice roll would have still worked out, even with these additional wounds. All right, roll for that second hit. 8 is a hit to the head.
I love this. All right. So what chips can I use to make my damage even better?
I don't know. For the audience, this is why redheads are so dangerous.
You can use a white chip to add 1 extra die to your strength roll.
Let's do that.
Not total, but you'd roll 1 extra in the formula. Or I guess with a red die, you get to roll 1 and add it to your current total, but on a red, he gets a draw.
Yeah, we don't like helping Max. So.
No, we don't.
And blue does the same thing as a red, but Max does not get the draw.
All right, so if I theoretically used my 3 white chips, would I be rolling for my headshot 4d6 plus 3d6?
Plus, the 3d6 would be a part of your strength. Well, no, it'd be...
Oh, part of strength. So it'd be 4d6.
What's your strength right now?
It's 2d12. 2d12 plus 2.
So if you add a white chip to that, you would roll 3d12 plus 2 or 4d12 plus 2 or whatever. With white chips, just so you know, you can use them 1 at a time. So you don't have to declare 3 ahead of time.
So I could roll and then ask for more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do this so hard.
But once you spend that red or blue chip, you can never spend another white chip on that particular roll.
Gotcha. All right. Here we go, guys. So here is my 46.
I don't think she's going to need that extra chip.
We'll see. This guy looks pretty tough.
So, and those add. So that would be 6 plus 5, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Uh-huh.
And it does explode, you said, right?
It's already done that.
Exploded.
Okay, so in that case it would be
it's 16.
16.
Yeah.
16 so far. And now do I get that +1 for him being big, or +2 for him being so much bigger than me?
Not for damage.
That was just for your attack.
So yeah, white chips are cool because you can basically just go, hey, this, 3 and 4 are garbage on a D12.
Right.
I want to roll another D12, but you can do it 1 at a time till you get like a good one.
So that would be 16 plus 6 is 22.
Right, so that's 3 extra wounds to his head.
Out of how many?
Yeah, you just opened up the cantaloupe.
Hold on, this guy is large, so isn't that only 2 wounds? Because isn't his divided by...
she did 22 damage. Divided by 7 is 3.
Isn't his divided by 8, I thought?
No.
Okay,
Normal.
So never mind.
And what's the maximum number of wounds you can get to a head?
6 for any body location.
Yep.
Oh, well then I'm going to hold on to those white chips for right now.
There you go. All right. As he swings and you duck down, as you come back up, at this point in time, pressing him and moving everything to one side, he has a very dazed look. Your other tomahawk goes into the midsection, chopping right below the jawline and into the neck. And then it's like a quick twist. The head doesn't come off, but he goes down. That bear spirit thing didn't seem to do too much, whatever that hookiness was.
It was shiny.
You saw
like
it, though.
Like a bear fighting a dragon. Good luck, bear.
All right. That was on 5 when his card was done. So let me kind of drop that out there, too. There's the 6 and that, and then a 5. Anybody else got 5s? I think I'm the only one with a card left. And I have a 4. On 4, that's this guy over here. That's them. The only people who are standing up are Father Cross and Anne. The banker is hidden, and so I'm going to roll a D8. Father Cross, you are 1 and 2, and you are 3 and 4. 5 and above means they just shoot somebody else who's standing up. Bam. This is just a rider who's on a horse with a rifle. Pot shot at the train for somebody else. All right, that ends pretty much this moment in time. Going to talk about what else is going on in the train real quick. While I'm doing that, you guys go ahead and get your quickness rolls out of the way. I'm going to write mine over here so I can just copy and paste. Checking my numbers real quick, because they should all be the same. They're not, of course. That's one that I'll copy over. All right. Near the front of the train, Charles is coming back from the engineers at this point in time. He's kind of tired, heading for the coffee, and he hears the noise and whatnot. He begins looking down the side of the train. He yells out for the engineer, who immediately tells the shoveler to start shoveling faster. And then he moves to about the third car. Was it? Fourth car where there's livestock. Immediately gets to the top of the train this first round. As he gets up, he's running. Fire! Just starts taking pot shots. So, if you guys were to see, he's shooting at people who are trying to get toward the front of the train. Now, he's keeping his position where he's at for the purpose of being able to defend the front of the train. There are riders on each one of the passenger cars that are at a distance away from the car. They have rifles, and they are at a distance riding and taking pot shots at the train. On the car that... the business car, at the back of the business car, the front of the passenger car, one of those other large dog soldiers that was just dispatched by Anne is stepping up, and he's in the middle with his brothers at this point in time. So there's the three of them, and so they're looking into the car. One can see like up a distance at people, and they're shooting through the business car, and they're near the passenger car. And no, I'm sorry, two people. It's the dog soldier and the recruitee. Let's just call them what they are, recruitees. And they're on the other side of the wall from Frank, and so that's where those people are at. And so the dog soldier's got his rifle. His pistol. He's going to be moving up toward the door. So as we're getting close to the end of this round, his stealth isn't that great. There's plenty of light, so you can definitely see that somebody has moved up to the doorway, and they're standing on the other side of the wall from Frank. So Frank's on one side of the wall, this person is on the other side, and they're like, at this point in time, trying to figure out what happens next. Frank is reloading with his other action for this round. Whiskey calls out, Father Cross is caught in the crossfire. Somebody's got to get back there and save his ass, or else the father's going to be dead. Where's those goddamn Pinkerton boys? Now, in the middle car where the Pinkertons are at, stepping onto the other side, you guys do hear a lot of gunfire. And it's not pow, pow, pow. It's pow, 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 pow. Like, it's just nonsense. It sounds terrible. Like, there should never have been Gatling pistols invented for this. It's not okay. Tiny Gatling guns in the hands of people. So that's how this round is going at this point in time as we move into the next initiative. I'm going to drop my initiative dice. Did you guys already draw all your cards?
Yep.
Yes, I already rolled and drew, and unfortunately, fellow players, I got the Black Joker. So I need to immediately discard that, and on top of that, the Marshal gets a draw from the Fate Pot. So, sorry everybody. And as soon as this round is over, Max, you need to reset and reshuffle the team's action deck, because that puts the Black Joker back into circulation so that we don't feel safe ever again.
You said you drew the Black Joker?
I did, and I just tossed it onto Oregon.
Okay, let's see. Did you have a card up your sleeve?
I did not. So the good
Okay,
news is
then
I don't
that's
lose
good.
a card up my sleeve, but I do lose the Black Joker. Max gets a draw from the pot. Womp womp. In my head, I'm going to say that the cause of this hesitation is Ollie trying to decide whether or not to go help Father Cross or stay here and cover the front of the car. He'll be kind of torn there, just going like, what would the Ranger do? Right? It's just going like I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'm not sure what the right thing is for a second. So that'll be his kind of stutter step instead of bursting into action. That'll be my excuse.
You still have a Kentucky windage to lean back on, and it looks like we've lost Sarah for just a moment. Let's check, see where her cards are at. All right, I know where her cards are at. I'm checking my cards, so I'm pretty good. I know that we have a moment before things need to be done for her. But that being said, I'm going to rewrite all my stuff here so that I keep track of my actions. Let's see.
Well, at least we're getting the reshuffle, because I know we had some decent cards there in that last round.
You did. All right.
Plus, I also have the King of Spades right now.
It's not bad. Top aces. Any aces?
That's Ollie with the Ace of Spades. Even
Excellent.
when Ollie hesitates, he's pretty quick. Or sorry, Ace of Clubs. So let me drop that out as well. Yeah, I think Ollie's going to go and try and help the preacher. Because at the end of last round, the other guy covering the front of the car reloaded. So he's like, yeah, he's probably okay for now. I need to go help this man of God. Plus, I'm using his gun, so it'd feel bad if I let him get killed just so I can keep this nice Winchester. Ollie's gonna use his normal movement rate. I think could probably get him to the back of the car.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna step outside and start shooting at bad guys, and hope that they will shoot back at him. So he's just gonna move out there next to the preacher and take a shot at a bad dude.
Perfect. You step out right next to the priest as the dog boy who had climbed up behind him. Remember I described a noise behind the priest? The dog boy who has climbed up behind him, his tomahawk comes down. You step out of the door at the same exact time. Same time, same bat channel, dog boy action. Priest was about to be cantalouped. You ever seen when they take and they chop the cantaloupe? All right. The dog soldier doesn't go until a jack, so it's all you, man.
Alrighty. Because I still have Kentucky windage up, let's make this a headshot. And I'm picturing it as like Ollie has to hold the gun sideways instead of shouldered to step out. So he's got the gun kind of pointed up and down, and he just kind of starts and pulls the trigger, and the shot kind of goes up.
Right.
So he's not going to look super cool for a second, but we'll see if the dice help out.
There is a size difference between you and this guy. But
okay.
you're shooting, so I don't think that applies, does it? James?
I'm not sure. Let's ask Jay.
No, it doesn't.
It's only for fighting.
It does not.
No problem.
Only for fighting. Only
So-
for melee.
I do still have a -6 modifier that I can ignore from Kentucky windage. So called shot to the head is going to mean no penalty here.
We need a 5 or better.
Right.
So in
and
that split second, he shoots me. I turn around. That wasn't nice. And here comes Ollie.
He actually didn't shoot you. It's the Indian riding the horse at the distance that shot at you. No, wait. No, he was... oh, my goodness.
Hey, Max, does a 29 hit?
Did you see that picture on my Facebook page? Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I don't think raises actually do me any good because it's already a called shot to the head. So it's kind of a waste, but it looks pretty cool. So as Sarah steps away, I get her hot dice.
What it does do is that means if I'm to dodge your attack with this guy, if I actually want him to survive, I have to beat a 29. If I'm he's going to dodge your shot, I have to get it better than 20. That's where that's the benefit right now, which he's going to try.
I mean,
Because
you might as well. Yeah.
he's gonna use his upcoming Jack to Vamoose. So that's 3d10. I'm gonna let the dice do their thing. I don't feel that I should throw any chips into this. I don't know. You know, I have a blue and a red chip here, and if I don't use them, I lose them. We're going to toss in a red chip after this roll because I want to see. This is going to be a chance.
All right.
Oh, dear God.
Not off to a great start there, pal.
Okay, so I got a 3. And I got to beat a 29. At this point, I would like to reach out to the audience and say, hey, that trail boss, if it gets beat, so some more chips. Oh, my goodness. How's the trail boss doing? We're going to... D10. Roll 1d10. And I get to add that to my 3. Be a 10. It's not. It's an 11. Jesus.
So, that's a pretty palpable hit.
Yeah.
Headshots add 2 damage dice.
Yes.
So it's going to be 6d8 plus 2, and I get to re-roll 1.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to try to slide our faces in here real quick. Boop. Oh, that's James. Let's see if I can fix it to see James. All right, let's get some damage going here.
That's a 26, but I get to re-roll that 1. So, it's going to be a difference of 2, so that's 28 damage to the head.
That is 4 wounds right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
So, 4 wounds to the noggin.
Jeez. Oh, I'm
wind
going to write
damage.
this down on the passenger car.
And that's,
Jesus.
it's 1d6 of wind per
It is.
wound, right?
46 total.
How much wind does he have?
So, it's going to be 14 wind that he takes.
So his vigor and size kind of really make this part the sucky part. Although he's larger, he also only has 14 wind. You figured with a larger size he would get like 2 more wind or some silliness like that, but he doesn't. This chick over here, she's got 10 vigor.
If I wasn't afraid of taking action, I'd go, can I just reach out and tap him off the train?
Yeah, right? So 14 wind puts him down. The gunshot goes off and he rolls off the back of the train. He's going to make a vigor check at the -4 to kind of stay. I'll give him something to work with. Let's see here. Roll.
There's a blue chip there.
You're right, there is, but we're not going to go there. His vigor's 3d6. He's going to lose 4. All right, so yeah, he'll stumble back and fall off the train from that gunshot wound that blew off half his face, and he'll die in the grass somewhere.
So, yeah, Ollie bursts out the door and goes kind of back to back with you. You hear a gunshot, and then you hear Ollie go, "Howdy, Padre!" And he'll shoulder his gun and get ready for whatever comes next.
I turn, I look at Ollie, and I go, see, I knew buying you that ticket was a good idea.
And timing. Sarah has just reappeared. We are moving on from aces to kings.
I have the King of Spades. I'm working on a flush for this combat. All right. Let's see. There's one out there still riding a horse that had shot me. And how many are in the immediate area?
None. There's one on the other side of the train, on the other side of Ollie, and he's pulling himself up. So that's what your current go-to is.
Okay, and Ollie had just shouldered the rifle that he had just used to shoot the one that had injured me.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, since I see that one, I'll just reach around Ollie with my Peacemaker and fire off 2 shots at the one that's coming up.
Okay.
Return the favor.
He's within point blank range. You only need a 5. There you go. You got a 19. Jesus. Why am I the one with badass, terrible freaking rolls? Holy crap.
Just in case, here's the second shot.
You don't need the second shot?
Nice.
Jesus. Are you going to add some chips to that? You got a lot of red and blues over there. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Need them?
You people.
I don't know if you noticed, but one of the dice he dropped on that first roll was it was a 17. So like his 3d10 was a 6, an 18, and a 17. And anytime you're like, no, I don't want that 17. That's garbage.
I know, right? I want 17s, god damn it. Power of Christ compels you to roll really well, apparently. And anyways, I decided to provide us with a bunch of pictures of us. There we are.
There's the first shot.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me roll the extra 2d6.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Sorry, guys, the demon got the better of me there.
Apparently so. Well, after you left, James started getting the good dice rolls, so...
Yeah, like if you want to leave again, Sarah, that would be okay. Like our dice got pretty hot while you were gone. I'm just saying.
My luck sucks forever.
18 to his head.
18 to his head. His size is 6, so that's 3 wounds to him.
7 win.
Got it. And the second shot, upper guts, but you got a 19, so you...
I'm raising it up.
Yeah,
to
just
the
all
head.
right. Roll the extra 2 dice. Jeez, so he rolls over the other side, just double, boom, just blows this dude's head clean open. Can you do 9? What more do you got? 8, 17. That's 3 more wounds. That's 6 wounds to the head. This guy gets canoed. Boom, headshot. Boom, headshot. Boom, headshot. There's a song. There's a techno song that has that in it. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Side note, I'm going to start running this game using my own dice roller. Dear God, you guys are killing it here. All right.
So I'm just saying, every
And
time
there's a
Sarah
total
logs
of
off,
14
we get,
there's a total of 14 win, just in case his head survived.
Okay.
So it's just while Sarah's gone, we get literally nothing but headshots. So if you just want to like hop off after your action every turn, like, and then we'll flag you back in Twitch or something. You hop back on.
Noted.
It's just science, people.
Good to know I'm missed so much.
You're not missed. You seem to be absorbing all the karmic dice power at the table.
You inspired us to do well in your absence.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
just
go. There you
we
go.
miss you, so we hit them. That's how it works.
All right. That's at a king. Moving on to queen. Anybody? Me.
Nope.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This is group 1. Those guys are gone. Is there anybody in group 1 for queens? Yes. They're between the business. So, I like how you're tucking your cards behind your head there, Rusty.
On my version, it's where the open space is.
Oh.
I just thought I'd put them over Seattle for any Shadowrun fans that are watching.
Well, actually, your head's over Seattle.
That's fair, and that also works. I'll move them back down here, tier and jeer. There we go. Either one's fine.
Sarah, you're engaged with this guy. You double chop into his head. You bring him down. The other one that's behind him that you did your song onto. He's got his pistols. He's bringing it up. You hear the door behind you slam open, and a man who is now, at this point, coming onto the train behind you takes a pot shot from the rear. Bring up his shooting.
That's not a nice nice place to shoot a lady.
See? Does everybody see this? You know what? I've got white and blue chips and stuff like that too. I can do this. White chip.
That is technically an improvement, Max.
Yes. I have to agree.
So anyways, the door behind you bursts open. The guy in front of you, it's not his initiative yet, but the guy behind you comes in. We're just whatever. I'm gonna give him a penalty. He's gonna shoot a second shot. We're just gonna do it. And you know what? It's gonna happen. We're gonna do the second shot. So he's bam, bam. I'm gonna copy this so that I can just look at that.
So
whatever. He's got a gun in his offhand. He's gonna get a penalty to shoot with his offhand. Holy crap! It's got two shots in it. Finally,
Can't touch this.
no.
Can't touch.
So
I'm not even gonna count that last one.
He kicks the door open. The door slams open, slams back shut as he shoots into the door.
No. He steps in. That last one was poorly rolled. It didn't have the -2 on it. But that's what the actual roll would be. So he gets a 3, a 3, a 1, and a 1. He steps in, dual wielding two Colt Navies, filled to the brim with bullets, starts going bam, chick, bam, chick, bam, chick, bam. He's less than 5 feet from you. You're hearing this behind you, this sound of death and destruction. And there's smoke everywhere, and bullets are flying, and you had to be hit in that whirlwind of death and doom. But you ain't feeling nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah. The demon's not going to let me get hit.
It's pretty short. I mean, that could be it.
I'm real tiny.
She's afraid of heights.
3, 1, 1.
Yeah, like he was just trying cold shots to the head on a normal. That's all.
Holy crap! Oh man, I like games like this. So
Good turn, Max.
yeah,
Good job.
utilize that action really well. That was Queen. Here's the Queen of Clubs. There it is. Look at you. You're so useful. Jax.
That's me.
Yes, Eric, that was some terrible rolling. Like, it was... Anyways, what jack do you have? Because I have a jack of hearts.
Clubs.
Okay. Jack of hearts is that guy, and he just got wasted. They're at the front of the car with Frank and the Pinkertons, so he's going to step in on the Pinkertons, and that's how that's going to be. I'll worry about that. You guys hear more and sprays and stuff like that, more shots coming from the middle car, and that's what's the jack at this point in time, because I can't apply it to any current combat scenarios. So, Sarah, your turn.
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and you said that new guy with all of his guns shooting is within 5 feet of me. So I'm going to go ahead and just attack with both of my tomahawks, but I'm also going to pull him toward me so that if the other one fires at me, he's firing into the back of his friend.
Okay. You get a +1 because of the size difference.
Yay! All right. So here's my... Oop, I have to go copy it again because my computer shut down.
I can't spend enough chips to make these guys do something. Oh my god. Like, I'm going to spend this blue chip here real quick. I have to. Otherwise... No, you know,
You had 3 extra chips.
had.
14. And I'm, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a hit plus a raise.
Okay, that's exciting.
You get +2 because you're fighting, so that makes a +3 in total. Roll for hit location since you didn't call shot.
D20.
That's correct. D20 plus or minus 3.
See, that's how I roll my D20s. So I might roll great for Deadlands dice, but my D&D style dice freaking suck.
Thank you for pointing out that her 5 is the same value of all my attacks.
Just keep morale high, boss.
Your options are either stab him in a leg or get him in the guts, and you're not going to get
Guts.
anything great. Guts it is.
I think guts is just the base damage,
Yep.
no modifier, right? But
Yep.
still, if your dice stay true, then you should be doing.
So that would be 2d6 plus my strength, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but the 2d6 isn't like the keep one. It's just
Right.
2d6 exclamation exclamation.
Oh, but I already did it, so that
So
would be
that's
14.
that's correct. All right, now
See,
you go ahead.
See, Max, you rolled a 1. I don't know what you're complaining about right there.
Hey, Russ.
I'm complaining
I
about
do-
the 22. That's what I'm complaining about.
But look, I mean, half of her dice are coming up ones, Max. I don't know why you're salty.
Hey, Rusty. I
don't have
to
enough
point out one
alcohol for
thing,
this.
though. That was not her attack roll. That was her location roll.
Yes, her location roll totaled up the same amount of my attack. It's you know what, guys? Yeah, I get it. I see where you're coming from.
We're
Fighting
making him
Indians.
pour more alcohol. I'm excited about this.
All right. 13 plus 24 is 37 points of
Sorry.
damage.
14.
14 plus 24 is 30.
38.
What location did you hit him in?
The guts?
The guts? Just
Just say the
you know,
leg
he's
instead.
a normal size.
Just say the leg.
He's a normal.
Say the leg. Just change it to the leg.
Why?
He's a normal.
Because you're going to
he's
take a leg
normal
off.
size- yeah, he's a normal
Yeah,
size
but
adult. That's because that's 6 wounds right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna take the guts off instead. Like it's fine.
Well, and also remember, I want to keep the axe, the tomahawk lodged into him, so I can meat shield him too.
Well, the good news is your first attack completely eviscerates his gut section, knocking parts of his hip as well as his guts out onto the nearby floor.
Oh, pretty.
All right, your other strike, because you haven't even swung a second time.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead. Well, I mean, technically right now he's watching the blood and guts rush out of his body as you're still in mid-swing. The only thing you missed was his spine.
Cool. So I've got the one axe lodged into him. So the other one, I'm just gonna drive toward the other guy since this guy's gonna die.
You mean like throw
and
it?
like, no, I'm gonna like think like ancient sword and shield, but with a tomahawk and a body.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go attack the other one.
I'm going to give you. I'm gonna say that you got to attack around an unwieldy shield. So I'm going to give you a -1 penalty. Because,
That's totally fine. That takes away my size.
Because I mean, even though you can lift it, it's still this guy's kind of struggling to live at this point in time. So you can move over. You can make your swing. Are you going to make a called shot?
Let me see. Am I? Yeah, let's do it for the head because I'd be chopping over this guy anyway. So
That's fair.
it makes sense that I'd go for the head anyway. So I'll do my minus.
His action is until later this round. So I'm going to probably sacrifice his card to stay the hell out of the way. Oh my goodness, this is terrible.
7.
Yes, he's got a chance. All right. Everybody hold on to your seats. This is going to be my one good roll for this fight.
There you go.
I can do stuff. Did you want to spend a white chip and re-roll something, or?
Yeah, totally. So if I spend a white, it adds to my 7, right?
No.
No, it's an extra die, so it could end up higher than your 7.
Yeah,
If you want to add to your current total, spend a red or a blue.
You know what? I'm going to get gambly with it, and I'm going to add to it.
Jesus.
Because that's what I want to do to Max, right? So even though
you've got 5 reds.
You realize she's not targeting your NPCs anymore. She's targeting you.
That's fine. I got this. I don't take it personally. I'm so sad at the dice rolls.
It's important to take that one success away. That's all. It's just the principle of the thing. She let him have it for a second, and then she goes, "Oh, I just remembered chips, though."
So that would be an 18.
And James, I get the draw one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be an 18. Wow.
Jesus. Okay, so it's still before damage has been rolled, and he got a 9. I can toss out a white chip. Not happening. Just not happening. I'm just gonna. This poor Sob just dies now because I give up on him. God forgive me for giving up on an NPC.
And I'm going to quote to the audience what I actually put into our Discord channel. If Anne was actually conscious of all of these raging actions, the sadistic part would be as if she signed the wall she's spilling all this blood on.
Well, the thing is, right now, like, the spirit has not taken me over yet. So this is all still Anne.
Yeah.
She just really doesn't like Indians.
She has some history.
You think?
Yeah. All right.
So I'm gonna roll my 46 plus my strength,
Yes.
and I'm taking off the K1 so that it totals it, right?
Yes.
So that's 11. Plus 7. Let's add a white chip and add to.
Okay.
Well, it's potentially add to that. It's kind of a re-roll of one of those dice.
You've got
on the
red
D12.
chips. You could add that and do more damage.
Because basically a white chip is a gamble where you're just going like, I bet on a D12 I can roll better than that 5.
I'm going to do that. That's
And
like
you did.
that. So that would be a total of 22.
That would be a total of 23.
23, yes.
Okay, I get it. He's dead. No, he's not dead. 23 is still
He's bleeding out.
wee wounds
Yeah.
to his. What location was this?
His head.
Oh God!
Actually, that's 24. Because
Yeah, you're right. Plus 2.
Plus
yeah,
2.
it was a +2, not a plus.
So it's 4
he took
wounds to the
4
head.
wounds of damage. So roll your 46 for wind.
And this is another 46 total, so no K1.
Oh, I roll his wind?
Yeah, how much wind
Yeah.
damage he takes?
14.
And he's down.
Yay!
Okay, now he bleeds out. I actually feel sorry for that one.
Wow. And that was all on Joker, right?
On a jack.
Yeah,
Jack.
Jack.
Jack. I hate to say 10. I don't want to see what else murderous work you guys do, but let's do this. 10. 9. Okay. It looks like it's me. I have a 9. Which is once again the big tough burly dude in the center. He charges in and he's engaging the 2 Pinkertons at this point in time. And we will deal with that later.
And that's in my box, right?
That's in the box with the banker.
Oh, okay.
So the banker has turned to aid them at this point in time.
Cool.
But that is that train car still, right? It's same train car, different room, right? Or no?
She's in the first class train car. The Pinkertons and the banker are in the business class train car.
So where I am right now, I technically don't see any more Indians, right?
That is correct, but you can still hear gunshots going off.
Okay, but I am going to sing a little louder so that I can use my Voice of the Damned and help distract. So they'll all need to take spirit checks against me.
Okay. All right, I will deal with that in just a second. So on a 9, he's dealing with that. So the next would be 8. 8 are the people off the train taking pot shots. So at this point in time, it's Rusty, James, and Sarah. You guys are all standing up. So out of the D8, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8 would be somebody else. And so that's Sarah. Pot shot comes from outside the train at you. So, shooting rifles is 4d6, -2 for riding on a horse. Kind of give you cover, so we'll minus a 4 in total. Let's see how that works out. A 6. That's actually a hit.
Keep in mind, too, depending on wherever it's coming from, I still have my meat shield in my...
That's true. We'll give you a meat shield for torso and up.
Okay.
All right, I roll a d20. I got a 9. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's going to hit either a meat shield or the wall of the train. So some damage is going to be stopped. 9 lower guts. That's going to be meat shield. Rifle in question. It's listed as not listed. It's just saying that they have a rifle. Oh. We, last time, dropped a link for some guns in our chat. And let me zoom back up and find some... Oh, found it.
Most of the rifles seem to do about 4d8. I mean, if it's like a Winchester lever action that they can shoot multiple times, I've noticed 4d8, give or take a little.
Mm-hmm. We're going to choose the Springfield. We're going to choose a Springfield, which is 4d10. It has a rate of fire of 1/2 and only carries 1 shot. So it's fire, reload, fire, reload. All right, so click back over to here. And now it is /roll 4d10 exclamation points. Ouch. All right. Since it's your lower guts and you have a meat shield, I forgot to do something. I got to redo that because the dice go down by a step. It goes from d10s to d8s.
Yeah, that's what the cover does for you. It just drops the die type sum. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, the train car or the guy's body, we're going to do both. So 17. Now you're small size, so that means that's 3 wounds to your lower guts. Great news, though. That doesn't matter. Not for you, anyways.
Yay!
You don't feel the negatives of that. I think you have to get over... Is it... Somewhere on your sheet it should say that how many negatives you have to go to before you actually start taking penalties.
Yeah, I have it. Hold on, I didn't open that since my shutdown. I'll pull it up.
Take your time. So that's going to be 3 wounds, and that makes 3d6 worth of wind. So you're going to take 12 wind. 3 wounds to your lower guts and 12 wind. The shot pierces through the Indian's body and into your midsection. You do feel that, and the thing inside you wiggles.
Uh-oh.
And it feels like it's growing, not in size, but more like fingers are reaching out and grabbing a hold of your midsection, reaching up towards your lungs and grabbing a hold of the parts of you that are inside and pulling in, contracting, reaching down into your legs, wrapping around your bones and pulling in.
Uh-oh.
Well, just remember, Sarah, that bastard just shot a nice dress.
It's one of my only dresses. So just for the Herod powers, Undeath, I ignore bleeding and wind caused by physical damage, drowning, or indirect damage to organs. And Pain, I ignore 2 levels of wound modifiers in each area.
So you have 1 wound modifier of pain.
Okay.
You understand 3 wounds is 3 modifiers, and you only suffer 3.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, that shot at an 8, 7, 6, 5.
I am up at 5 of spades. We don't have any close targets, do we? Like nobody's still climbing up on the train car that I can see?
No, Father Cross just double shot 1 into the head. There is a rider out on the plains taking pot shots at you guys.
I will return the favor and take a pot shot at him.
All right. You level your rifle out, pointing out at a boy who's probably about 14 years old. Take your shot, sir.
I'm going to shoot his horse in the head
Okay.
instead of the kid. Horse hadn't done me no wrong, and the kid has, but it feels like I'm harming things a little bit less shooting a horse instead of a person. And Ollie's trying to be a good dude. So we are going to do cold shot head against the horse, but I've still got Kentucky Windage up to offset that. So, let's just shoot it.
All right.
Ollie ain't gonna get a horse anytime soon.
I'm trying to remember the distance. What's the range on the rifle?
1 second. Let me scroll down and check it.
20.
Yeah, you're within range. This kid is riding close.
Alrighty. So let me scroll back up to double check my stat. There we go. So that is a 15.
Nice.
And it's a headshot already. So let's just go on to damage.
And I believe a horse is a size. Oh, never mind. That doesn't matter because of you're shooting, not fighting.
It matters for how much damage. And this is an average size horse, so it is a size 9.
Right. But if you can actually do 1 wound to it, doesn't matter if you kill it or not, it's probably going to freak.
So that's 45 damage.
Divided by 9 is 5 wounds to the head. I don't even know what the vigor stat on a horse is, but fuck it. The horse goes down. I mean, whatever. Kentucky Windage and all that, and the hex-slinging powers. You raise your rifle as you slide across. You see the rider, and the voice of the sisters come in your head for just a moment, and you're just like, nope.
And he's like, well, we're all God's creatures, but we ain't all quite equal. Sorry, pony. And he'll just take the shot.
4.
Vigor is 2d10 on a horse.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
At my rolling right now, he's just going to fail.
All right. So we hear a shot come from over. I raise my pistol up. Same time he raises his rifle up. He fires off that shot, and I just kind of lean out a little bit, look to see if I see anybody else, and...
You do! Back on car, 12, 11, because right now you're in car 10. So, car 12 and 13 and 15, the sides of the cars have been pried open. Riders are grabbing being handed stuff, and they're fleeing from the backside of the vehicle, the train itself. They're being handed things from the inside and whatnot.
All right, and we're on a curve on the track, I'm assuming,
No.
so I can...
Nope.
Okay.
Pretty straight, pretty flat.
All right, the nearest rider, I'm going to aim at him and fire the last shot in my cylinder.
Okay.
And just for emphasis, to let them know that I do see them, I'm going to throw in that blue chip I have.
Makes it a 60. Brings it up one more.
Alright, so what's that, a raise? Success and a raise?
Yes. No, success and 2 raises.
Alright.
Wind?
Ow.
I know, right? His horse riding days are probably over if that shot. Oh, yes. That shot will definitely stir them and cause them to start evacuating their current activities of this night raid. At the end of this round, because that was on a 4, we get to 3s. Yep. I don't think anybody's got any cards left, do you?
I have a 3.
You have a 3, so do I.
Uh-oh.
All right. Like I said, at this point in time, you just got shot by somebody riding out. You can hear, and James shooting at the raiders at this point in time, they let out a call. They start peeling off. It's not the only ones. The riders along the side of the train start peeling off. They begin calling out as well. But it's not like the same call that they did beforehand. It's something different. Who knows exactly what it's all about. What do you want to do on your 3, Anne?
I'm remembering something. I don't know where it is on the train, but I'm remembering that weird box.
Stone. There's a stone in a box.
Okay, I don't think I knew what was in the box, because the box just was giving me feelings.
There was the slats are large enough for you to look through. You were able to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what they're after and why they keep attacking us. So I'm gonna, since there's no one in my car right now, I'm gonna take off to that car.
All right. Using your supernatural strength to get you there as quickly as possible.
Heck yeah.
All right.
If it helps, actually, so I'm not running through the cars like a, like all blood covered with my tomahawks and looking all crazy, I'll climb the train if I need to. And
well, with your strength, you actually don't have to climb. You can jump.
There we go.
That. Make a strength test. You got to beat. We'll set it at a onerous 7.
Okay.
To jump from the doorway of a train to the roof of a train car and not go flying off into the night. Now, if it was one of you guys attempting this, you can't make this roll. I wouldn't let you.
But Eyes is supernatural.
Yes.
I should point out she never said, I'm dropping the meat shield. So, any of the raiders just happening to be looking back.
I mean, to be fair, part of what I'm hoping is that they
think twice about coming back.
Yeah, I that's the thing, is that I kind of like the fear of, like, are you sure you want to keep pushing this? Because you should turn your back and run so that I can then kill you in the back.
All right.
But I gotta.
You leap onto the top of the cars and begin bounding at a great speed. I'm just saying that's like crazy fast in comparison to a normal person. As you get, you're able to get from the first class car to the flat cars pretty quickly. As you get to the flat cars, you can see on the other side of the flat cars, on the other roof, this is where your action is coming to the end. One of those large Indians are currently fighting Charles, and it doesn't look like it's going so well. the Indian hits into Charles. Charles goes down, laying onto the roof, and the Indian storms past him. This is what happens on the 3, by the way, at the end of this round. He storms past, and then he jumps. He opens like the roof access and jumps down into that car that he's in, which is the car that has either the cargo in it or livestock or something, but it's one of the front cars. So actually, no, he would run. He knows where he's going, so he's running across the roofs at this point in time to the next roof. At the end of this round, Lorraine is looking outside of her window like, what is going on? Scared and confused. The Pinkertons are at this point in time approaching the dead Indian that's at the car that was coming after them and stuff. People are looking around. Whiskey calls out, "You two okay out there?"
He's going to try and let the Padre answer instead of him because Padre got shot and he hasn't.
We're fine. See if anybody has crashed the train up front.
When the end of the round on the end of the round on 2, there's a loud noise. It sounds like an explosion, like dynamite going off. It is tremendous. The Indian has moved forward as you're watching him, and the engine itself bursts into a ball of fire. You see stuff flying. Something goes by you very quickly, going hits the train. So whatever it was big and fast, and in the darkness you could not see it. The Indian stops for a moment and is kind of staring at what's going on and begins cheering. Ooh, this makes him happy as the engine is now on fire.
Never mind.
Not only is he a priest, he's a punner. He makes jokes. He stands up. He'll be here every day, every week. All right. We're gonna call at this point in time, the Indians, they're parting. They're getting the hell off. They're getting off the train. They're leaving. Big Indian Joe up there, he's jumping off the train. Any Indians on the train are skedaddling, which pretty much starts our next round. If you guys want to start taking pot shots at fleeing Indians, I'm not going to make dice rolls happen. We're segueing quickly out of combat and into recovery mode. We'll start off. We have about 10, 15 more minutes before we're going to come to the end of the show. So I'm going to kind of start jumping around. We'll start off with Father Cross and Rusty. Father Cross. I don't even call you Ollie. Your character is you. Father Cross and Ollie at the back.
I'll let Father Cross go first.
Well, initially, the next thing I was actually going to end up doing was, after I had taken that last shot, was start to empty the cylinder so I could reload it. But after the explosion of the engine, and knowing that there is a bridge up ahead, look at Ollie and go, I think we need to stop the train.
All right. You sure you don't want to empty your cylinders into the last few fleeing natives?
I've got a second revolver on me.
Okay, fair enough. By the way, I do want to let you know, you did see that the Indians, as they're coming out, a young Indian, like a young boy, jumped from one of the cargo cars onto the horse with another Indian. So it's men and young boys who are raiding the train right now. The one you shot was a man, but if you called shot for another one, it was going to be a young boy. All right, Ollie.
Ollie is not real sure how to stop a train. He doesn't think that the swift application of bullets is likely to improve the situation. But he does know that in order to figure out how to stop a train, you probably go to the front. So he is just going to kind of start hot-footing it towards the front of the train, hollering as he goes, "Hey, everybody, all right? Oh, excuse me. Hey, you okay? All right, see you." Just kind of like half-assedly hollering politeness as he hot-foots it towards the engine area, because like that's where you do things to trains. So if he's gonna figure this out, it's gonna figure it out there. Plus, he knows Miss Elaine is in that general direction, so he can make sure she's okay too.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Heading in that direction, you will come across the Pinkertons. They see you, and they too are also heading in the same direction with you. Not everybody is, of course. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? You guys are a little bit more courageous, a little bit more heroic. You guys are heading in that direction. Just shows that you guys have better steel than some people.
Ollie goes, "I'm chasing some cops." It's all backwards.
Backwards, yeah. This is not how it's supposed to go. The West is weird. Vanderberg is like reloading his 2-shot Derringer. All right. Anne.
So I see the Indians retreating and Bixby hurt.
He's laying on the top of car number 5.
I'll kind of curse under my breath and hike up the skirts and put the bloody tomahawks away. And I'll push the guy off my tomahawk off the side of the train. And then I'm going to jump down onto the flats and go inside and then lift the hatch and start trying to pull Bixby inside.
Okay, you get to him, and he's been chopped. He's been chopped a couple of times. And so you pull him down into the livestock car.
I'll start making a fuss and Mr. Bixby, I was running through and I heard a lot of banging up there. And are you all right? What do you need? What do I need to get Dr. Webb? Or are you hurt bad?
Yeah, it feels kind of bad. I've been shot before, and this is about as bad. He kind of starts moving. There's some whiskey in my hip.
I'll reach for it and grab it and say, "You wait right here. I'll find the doctor."
So he's clutching himself right now, and just holding himself tight. He's got chop marks in his shoulder. He's got a tomahawk still buried into his chest, like the Indians just like stab, walk the hell off, like badassery. Because you know what? When I have to actually not care about dice rolls, they're always amazing. But when I have to roll them, I suck. So he's clutching himself, drinking, and you're heading back. Okay.
Well, roll 20 did have to compensate for those extra 3 dice or extra 3 chips.
I'm not going to blame the chips on this one. I think everything worked out in the end. You guys catch up with Anne as you guys are leaving. No, you guys will catch Anne. Okay, so when you get to Lorraine's room, are you stopping there, Ollie?
No, he's kind of like, is her door bashed open or anything like that as he's going past? Does he hear her screaming as he's going past?
No.
And like, if
she's at the window looking out, and as she sees you, she'll cry out, "Ollie!
Oxen free!" And he just keeps going.
Lol.
Shit. All right, fair enough. That's good. The rest of you guys run. So you guys are able to catch up with McDade and Anna as she is coming across the flats. As you guys come out, she's running direction. She's got blood on her. In the night, you can definitely see she's got blood on her.
Are you okay, Miss McDade?
It's Mr. Bixby. He's been hurt bad, I think.
Where is he?
He's in the livestock car. I pulled him down. I think they were fighting on the roof.
She's wearing a nice looking dress, but she's got blood in her midsection and blood on her hands.
She's probably got more blood than that on her. She killed like 6 guys with tomahawks while using one as a meat shield. I'm just saying.
Using that as an example, my composure as a gentleman and a priest drop, and I rush past her. I'm going full tilt to go find Bixby.
Then he must be bleeding a lot if this is
Bixby's in trouble.
He's in big trouble. He's spurting from an artery right now.
Right?
He's the only NPC that matters right now.
It's like, is all of this because of Bixby? Is this him all over you? Holy!
I'm going with it for right now.
I go. Was that bits of spine on her dress?
No, all right.
He really must be hurt.
All right, so Dr. Webb, Dr. Walters, Ollie, and Father Cross and Anne. All of you guys are heading toward... Okay. When Webb will stop with Bixby, or Webb will stop with Charles. Who else is stopping?
How bad is Charles?
Charles is bad, man. He's been chopped 3 times and he's got a hatchet in him.
Ollie can't help with that. The swift application of bullets is more likely to help stopping a train than stopping some bleeding. So, that's somebody else's job. Ollie's going to keep moving.
And so will Dr. Walters keep moving. What about Anne?
I'm going to go ahead and, in the chaos of everything, keep trying to use a lot of the blood as an excuse for Bixby, and I'll make up more stories later if I need to, but I'll kind of scooch up to him, sit down, and as Father Cross is taking a look at him, I'll have him prop him up, so he can bleed all over me and stuff like that. That
sounds good. All right, Father Cross, and you're helping Webb.
Let's see. Walter stopped at Charles, and Webb kept going.
Webb stopped because he's an actual doctor. Walter is a dentist.
Right. Okay. Well, the thing is all she said was Bixby was hurt, and she's got all this blood on her.
I know, right?
An actual
so you're stopping.
Stopped at Charles.
Yes.
I'm going for Bixby.
Okay. Charles and Bixby are the same person.
Okay. That's where I was getting confused. All right. I'm going to kneel down, and for a split second, I'm going to stop. I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to look at her and just shake my head, and I'm not going to hide it this time. I'm doing lay on hands on him.
All right. Work that out. We're going to move to the end of all of this.
What's his wound level?
Doesn't matter right now. That's what you're doing now is important, and it would be benefit for bounty later, but what happens next is more important. You guys run through the train cars, leaving those behind to attend to the wounded. As you're moving past, Ollie, as you guys are running through, you run through the car, they're in the livestock car, you get in the next car, it's a bunch of cargo and stuff like that. As you're moving through it, when you first started learning to how to deal and shuffle and work the cards and the magic, there was a feeling. As you enter this car, that same feeling is here, but it's a bit different, where you're used to being a soft, warm, controlling glow of energy that you can manipulate. This seems more metallic, harsh, sharp, like jagged metal or glass. And as you move through the car, it becomes oppressive to the point it's not anymore. You seem to be the only one who seems to be noticing this as you move, and almost as if an unnatural ability, you pinpoint the crate that it seems to start getting less as you pass by. Dr. Walters doesn't stop. He keeps heading forward. So it's you and Dr. Walters at this point in time. You break through and you head on to the coal car and you begin taking that one side route around. And as you're getting to the point, you can see the engine is on fire. You see the tiny man that's shoveling, the South African man that was been shoveling and whatnot. And you see the engineer is on the ground and he's laying up against the engine, and in front of them is a man with a headdress on, and he's waving his hands and he's making a motion. He's making the motion, and you could see like his hand motion itself looks like it's ripping the train engine apart, and he's speaking. Of course, it sounds like some sort of native tongue, some Native American tongue he's saying as his hands. And you can see what looks like powerful fists are just reaching down and grabbing the engine and tearing it apart. Some serious, powerful shamanistic magic is going on. The engineer's on the ground. He has a pistol in his head, blood on his face. His glasses are off on one side. He can't see at this point in time, but he's just laying there and he's looking around. The other one is just the small South African guy is just splayed out. Walters moves forward and draws his pistol.
Yeah, I think Ollie's just gonna shoot that guy.
All right.
Because this is a part where like we kind of shuffle to the side to move forward.
Yes.
So Ollie's just gonna like clamber up on top of the coal so he can just like shoot straight at the guy while other people are, off to one side and getting closer. Or, something like that to just get it a little bit higher up and just shoot from where he is because he's got a rifle. Everybody else has pistols.
All right. So, you open fire with your rifle, and your Kentucky windage is going to definitely negate any penalties at this point in time. How many shots do you... Like, the first shot seems to hit something around the shaman. It's like it hits him, but you can see like there's something magical protecting him. The Pinkerton pulls up his pistol and begins opening fire. Da 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 da. Man, that thing's pretty badass. It's like it just keeps going. It's got like bullets for and there's like this little piece that stands up and like some more bullets are coming down in it. He's da 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 da. The energy surrounds this man as he turns to look at the two of you. And Walter's firing. You've got a chance to reload and shoot, and you hear a voice beckon to you. Your strength is not strong enough to break his shield. Let me aid you with a hex.
Oh, I ain't done trying on my own just yet.
All right.
I'm going to go for my Magnum Force. Like, after that first shot just patings off,
Yep.
I'm going to rock a hex for Magnum Force, which is the one that just increases damage by die types. So he's like, he's going to try the tricks he already knows before he listens to that devil on his shoulder trying to offer him new power. So yeah, he's gonna try and channel that Magnum Force and get some extra oomph there.
The oomph is powerful enough to break the shell, the magical barrier between you and the shaman. He stumbles backwards for a moment, and as he realizes what's happened, Walters makes a change into this pistol, and then it just starts firing quickly. There's a spray of bullets and blood. The shaman stumbles, and then lays down onto the train. The fire begins to roar. The hands that were tearing at it have disappeared and turned into nothing more than leaves in the wind, and the train rides into the darkness of the night. We're going to call game here at this point in time, as the night raid has come to an end. Our heroes had succeeded, for the most part, of saving lives, but not the train. Bam! So we're going to close our game here. We're going to do some talky stuff, and then at the end of this, I've made some closing credits, so don't go away after I finish talking. I hit a button, and at the closing credits, then you guys will know the show is over. It's kind of cool. I'm really excited about doing this part. So, I won't go first. I'm going to let Sarah do some talking. She's got a lot going on lately.
Yeah, holy poop, guys. So I've got a lot of podcasts happening in February. I've got... This is happening every other week, but we are not meeting in 2 weeks, correct?
That's correct.
Because of life? Okay. We are also doing the Chicago Shadows shoot during that time, so that is super exciting. We've been waiting 2 years for this. The Kickstarter ended this summer, so super excited. I've seen the costume of the bad guy now, and it's super awesome. I can't wait. In the meantime, also, I am going to be playtesting with the Shadowcasters Network for Demi-Humans from Evil Hat Games. So that will be the 24th, 25th, and 27th. It's a 3-part playtest. And then I also, next Saturday, the 22nd, we are having our backer game. Eric DeMage, who's in our chat, will be there as well. And our lead scriptwriter, Danny Yoon, who's the missions developer for Shadowrun missions. And we're going to be playing a 5e game on stream. So lots of stuff coming up. Watch us on social media for all the details of where to see us. And it's a big month, so I'm really excited for it.
Awesome. Excellent to hear. Rusty, what you got going on?
Life has actually slowed down a teensy tiny smidge in terms of like planned and scheduled online shenanigans. I'm still here on Sundays that we're not playing this game. So the alternating every other Sundays, I'm right here on Twitch on the Shadowcasters Network, running a Sea of Spears, which is a Song of Ice and Fire game, and things are heating up. I got to roleplay as Prince Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper of Dorne, last session, which was pretty neat because he's kind of an uncle to like the PCs in a way. So you got to see him being kind of like warm and paternal, but still being the Red Viper. So he was like being supportive to his nephew by telling him to like make a move on the dude he has a crush on because life is short. And so it was fun. He was still vipering it up, but we're going really Dorne heavy on this arc. The first arc was all King's Landing, and they were kind of fish out of water. This arc is back home in Dorne, and they're like running shit. They're in charge of an army. The Red Viper of Dorne has decided to follow their orders because he wants to see what they can do. So like Erica squeed and geeked out. It was great. So yeah, we're going real Dorne heavy on Arc 2. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, we're right here alternating weekends with this one. So the other Sundays, we're right here on Twitch on the Shadowcaster Network channel. So come by and check us out. It's a good time.
Excellent. All right, let's see if I click this button. Everything's good. All right, there we go. Copy that. This is a link to our Discord for original box set. Come in, hang out. We got a bunch of stuff going on. There's a number of new GMs that are out there that are recruiting and doing, looking to get a game set up, and then I will be helping them to figure out if they want to do a stream with it or whatnot. This coming Wednesday, we have another session of Numenera, and I don't remember if we're having a new player add in, but it's going to be a bit earlier because my personal work schedule has changed. I go in at 3 a.m. now. Yay! That's our Discord information. Come join us. As well, we have our original box set, which all that information is somewhere else. Let me click a button. Oh, look, there it is. Copy. Paste. I should probably have done that ahead of time. We're good. Yeah, so we've got some shows coming up. Check out our channel, hang out with here, definitely share, friends, stuff like that. Thank you so much, Radio, for resubscribing and giving me some chips. It was a blast having those extra chips too. I mean, whatever, it's all fun. This is all fun. One day I'll talk about the differences between rolling in front of a player and rolling behind a screen. It's a big conversation amongst game masters. We got an alignment conversation coming up soon. Evan and I have to sit down and actually kind of hash that one out. We're going to talk about the usefulness or the ins and outs of alignment for fantasy games and how it's useful, how it's not, how you can work with it, how you can just, what you can do with it. I'm a supporter for it. He's not, but he and I both have some good things to say. That's pretty much what's going on our side. Our calendar's got to get updated because it's kind of wonky lately. If you went to the site and it didn't work, sorry. Just had to refresh it. I'm going to be putting more stuff up in there. So, with that said, we are done for this evening. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Before you go, though, I have a closing scene. Where's that button? I've made a button. There it is.
Yeah, we got these new credits to watch.
Bam! So, goodbye, everybody. Stay for the credits. Please stay. I worked on these all day yesterday.